Another Saturday. Time, of course, it is to get it started. And yes, let's take you closer to the action. And talking about the running for the title race, it gets started in another 24 minutes. Of course, we should take you there and bring you the action. Welcome to, yes, of course, your one-stop shop, of course, for football in action, especially on the weekend. Yes, it's Football Live, and yes, we're set to take you there. Current unbeaten runs in Europe, could that prove to be a factor? All of this and lots more coming your way today onto this edition of Football Live. And yes, right here, Umbrella, we've got you covered. So 9 points clear with 7 to go. On paper, it seems like a nearly unassailable lead for Premier League table toppers Arsenal. But Manchester City having a game in hand and facing the Gunners for the trip to the Etihad next Sunday. It's not done and dusted just yet. But today, the opposition are Bournemouth. And can the Gunners get one of the 7 wins needed to seal first place and first title since 2004? Since Arsenal last played in the Premier League, their chances of winning 4 trophies have dropped to 2. Manchester City beat Arsenal in the Carabao Cup final, and they also lost the championship side of Southampton in the FA Cup quarterfinals. But a 1-0 win at Sporting CP last time out has given them a good chance of reaching the last 4 of the Champions League, and crucially halted what could have started turning into a seasonal collapse for the Gunners. Let's take you there. Soon it would be action from the Emirates. It is a big game for Bournemouth too, with Andoni Raola's side needing to pick up points to reach Europe. Yes, to pick up points, of course, to reach Europe for the first time. 5 consecutive draws have taken the Cherries down to 12th in the Premier League. It's so close to the middle that they are only 4 points off a probable European spot. They have the longest unbeaten run in Europe, 11. And yes, of course, action set to get started onto this edition of the show. Victor Okan is my name. And yes, Joseph Obicheson is also right here on the show this afternoon. Joseph, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Fantastic to be here once again. And of course, to start the new weekend, the weekend of football with a fantastic game in the horizon. Bournemouth unbeaten 11 games and against Arsenal chasing the Premier League title. I don't think, it gets better than this. Of course, maybe one of the, probably a top 2 table topper fixture could probably be better than this, but on the context of what most teams are trying to achieve, Bournemouth's not particularly something, but again they look at the European places and feel okay, maybe we can still salvage our season and probably get into the thick of things. But for Arsenal, it's the most important fixture, at least for now. And of course, it's good to be here once again. Let's get it started.
Okay, let's go straight for it. We have now left the month when Mikel Arteta has the best record as the manager and Pep Guardiola has the worst record, and entered the month where that is the opposite. Yes, the exact opposite. Whether the patterns continue in April 2026 will probably have a huge part in deciding the title. As far as the title race is concerned, Arteta has had his best month in March, winning 75% of games. And for Guardiola, he's had his worst month, 58%. But when he gets to April, Guardiola does 79% and Arteta does 44%. So hey, something to look forward to. We are right in it. All these and lots more coming your way onto this edition of the show. Yes, of course, we're about to get right into it and bring you the action on Football Live. Real quick, of course, let's take you to the lineup, what it looks like, and of course, what to expect. Myles Lewis Kelly starts in place of Ricardo Calafiori for the Arsenal. He's yes. And talking about that, who was not, of course, in the Arsenal squad, Calafiori is not there. There is also no Martin Odegaard, no Bukayo Saka, no Jurriën Timber for the Gunners, but Eberechi Eze returns and he's on the bench after that injury. So Arsenal's starting 11, it is Raya in goal. Ben White, William Saliba, as well, of course, you have Gabriel Magalhaes and Myles Lewis Kelly, the 4 at the back. It is Zubimendi and Declan Rice. By the way, Declan Rice captains the side today. Yes, the two in front of the back four. Tony Madueke, Kai Havertz, and Gabriel Martinelli. They play right behind Victor Gyökeres, who leads the attack for the Gunners. Iraola makes one change to the Bournemouth side that played against Man United in the last game. Junior Krupi comes in for Amin Adli in this game. Of course, I can tell you that, yes, Bournemouth has started 11. It is Petrovic in goal. It is a back four of Jimenez, Heel, Sinesi, and Truffet. Scott and Christie are the two in front of the back four. It is Ryan, Tavernier, and Krupi. They play right behind Evan Nielsen, who leads the attack for the side. For Arsenal, it is all about here and now. 7 games from winning their first title. Yes, in the Premier League in 22 years and within touching distance of the Champions League semi-final. Arteta is, of course, on course to come good on his mantra, trust the process. Well, would we see that this season? Big questions all over the place. And yes, we're getting right into it now. Declan Rice has started his 100th Premier League game for Arsenal. At the age of 27 and 87 days, is the 5th youngest player to start 100 games for 2 different Premier League sides after Frank Lampard, 25 years, 274 days. Emil Heskey, 25 years, 295 days. Joe Cole, 26 years, 332 days. And Rio Ferdinand, yes, 27 years and 68 days. So West Ham were the first club of Declan Rice, Lampard, Cole, and Ferdinand. You suspect a coincidence? Well, they get given an opportunity early enough at West Ham. Maybe that's what means what it means to me. Joseph, of course, we've highlighted some of these things. This is Arteta's worst month as a Premier League manager, and Guardiola's best month. It bought so well for the title race as far as conversations around if the Gunners can finish strong is concerned. But yes, another opportunity, of course, for them to test their mettle and see if they can go all the way and, rake in the points and just do what you have to do. I guess that's the most important thing at this stage of the season. Get the maximum points, especially for the games you're going to play at home, and hope that the results elsewhere will go your way. But first things first, get the job done. Yes,
it's important that they get the job done. And it's important that they do it at this point in time where it seems as if Manchester City, for all of the maybe they are not fantastic at the moment, maybe they are not getting the wins as they used to, and all of that. But the truth is, when you're ahead in something, and the pressure is basically on you to get all of those results, whether you like it or not. And of course, it's not to say maybe Manchester City in this context of trying to fight for the league is not also going to be under pressure of some sort, but the truth is it's a bit more relaxed from them, and the moment you start to look behind and then you get distracted, I think that's where you start to write your letter to going on bit. Going this season without the trophy once again that you've actually set your goal on for a number of years now. And I think it is important that it looks at this game and give it all it has. Bournemouth are yet to lose in 11 games. That is a fact. But the truth is, there's a whole lot of draws, in that process. And
it looks like the last 5 have actually been draws. The last 4.
So it means they are not even trying to, it's not as if they are not trying to win, but they are confident, they are content with whatever comes. And I think that's where, it could get tricky, and, could call it a banana skin for Arsenal. And I think if you have a team that, they are hell-bent on not losing at all, that is basically the foundation of, putting together a team. This team was, probably what's the word now? Well juiced and well oiled from last season. But you understand that they lost a number of, starters and important players. So maybe the rebuild is now, and they're trying to, as much as possible, get, players to get the foundation first. But in that process, they don't want to be losing games. So I think it's, very difficult for. It will be a difficult thing for any manager to, say they want to get something out of them. And to me, Arteta must look past all of this and, mean business. You have to be direct. All of the teams that they've played that, probably are direct, have given them enough problem to say, okay, yes, we have to come out and play football. And maybe you can hold them on the, half chances and even the counter attacks. But it is important that, however the it comes, you have to put your, Gyökeres has to be at the sharpest. Martinelli, everybody just getting one goal and just try to control the game. But all this thing of you have to be patient and it's not going to work against Bournemouth. You have pressure on your head now. Manchester City are basically just cruising. Wherever it comes, they have nothing to lose. Arsenal have the title to lose, and I think this kind of game is where they need to stamp the authority and absolutely go for the kill.
Especially knowing that you have City to play next weekend in a game where you're going to their home and they have the edge over you, especially after they defeated you the last time. Maybe in the league you've not lost to them in a couple of seasons now, but of course the way the Carabao Cup ended, one would expect that it's going to be a tough one that already looks like it's going to tilt in City's favour. Yeah. Maybe, of course, you probably want to get the job done at home and hope that whatever happens in that game, you are still maintaining a good cushion in terms of a point gap between yourself and City.
Yes, it's important, and gives you that little bit of buffer. If you lose against Manchester City, the worst case scenario, Manchester City also win their outstanding game, and it means you're down 3 points. So I think from then on in, it's fine to finish. You have to win all your games. Basically, you have your destiny in your hands, and you can also do such that you can probably just spoil it for both teams, go for a draw against Manchester City, try to win, but at the end of the day, just know you are not going there to be defeated.
To lose,
and I think it gives them also something to think about. So it's important that they win this. I think if it eventually goes wrong, if they do not win this game, it could go back to the point of this is where we lost it during the season. And I think he doesn't want to find himself in such a situation now, because not getting a result now absolutely increases the pressure by 75%. And I think it's not healthy for an Arsenal side that have been, that have a good record. I mean, well-rated record of them capitulating when they absolutely need not to. So I think it is important that this game should not be taken lightly. I know for sure he knows this, and I hope that they actually get it, because it's been a long season. They have to finish it off now. They don't want to slack.
It's a good thing you raised that point, and let's look at the fact that again you have a Bournemouth side who have actually been resting compared to an Arsenal side who have complained of late that they cannot maintain the intensity, the fatigue is getting to them. It's been a long season and a whole lot not looking good for them. How much of an edge is the amount of rest the Bournemouth have had coming into this game compared to the Arsenal, who of course maybe the max they do these days 60 minutes, and you begin to tell that these guys are getting tired?
Well, you also look at it from the point of when they had to withdraw some of the players for that game against Southampton. Was it how they played? It wasn't as if there was you would say it wasn't down to fatigue. Not sure. But it was just a game that just twisted on its head because they were not clinical enough. And I think at this point in time, you want to ditch whatever you think Yeah, obviously you need to approach games cautiously. But I think you've got to that tournament stage of the season, tournament in quotes, where sometimes you just have to ditch your philosophy and go for the kill. Be ruthless. Be ruthless. This is not the time to start to say, okay, this is how we want to play. Yes, that has gotten you through the not the business side of the season, but the foundation. And I think because you've built something so massive that whether you like it or not, you're still. I'm not saying they should pander to what people believe or not, but I think you have to be stubbornly desperate at this point in time. Employ whatever dark arts you think you have. People would say whatever they want. I don't think you should care at this point in time. It's possible that with even Manchester City at some point, Guardiola started to deviate from his known style and went for the direct ball. Yes, you could tell he needed the payoff. Holland was not scoring as much as as he used to, but he needed something different to be able to kickstart the engine once again. And I think that's what Arteta needs at this point in time. I want to see them play dirty sometimes and show that this is what we want to win, and we need business. We want to make this business, and we want to make it at the end of the season. And I think it is important that he makes it out alive anyhow he does it. And at the end of the season, I think he should be celebrating.
Okay, I'm not the kind of guy to, be alarmed by some certain things that I see. I mean, especially lineups. I barely do not always want to have an opinion on the lineups. But again, it's not out of place to sometimes try to analyze the strength of the lineups and see what the two teams are coming up with. The fullbacks in this game for Arsenal, going into a difficult time against Krupi and Ryan, plus very attacking fullbacks in Trufe and Jimenez. we're talking about a situation where Krupi and Ryan, Ben White has not had the best of form. I guess he needs to play himself into form, but he's not been in good shape. Miles Lewis Kelly has been off and on this season. We've not seen the best of him. Against these two guys who, of course, will attack space and good dribblers who are pacey as well, how much of a concern is this? Especially knowing for a fact that you have two fullbacks in Jimenez and Trufe, who will, of course, be giving them support high up the pitch.
I think this is where, the depth of the team comes into play, or question, as you like. And I think this is not even to mean it in a negative light. I think it is important that if you want to win a Premier League, a big trophy like the Premier League, everybody needs to understand their place. I'm coming from the angle of Miles Lewis Kelly has not particularly played a lot of games this season, same as Ben White. But you also have to, whether you like it or not, make them understand that you have a role to play. You have a role to play, even as substitutes. You might not be getting all the playing time, but when you are called upon, you have to deliver over 100%. And I think, yes, Ben White, for all his quality, I don't think, maybe you would not expect him to be, as fast as the likes of Krupi or what. But I think the system sometimes has to back you up. I'm looking at it also from the angle of Arsenal will be on the front foot. Bournemouth would have to also defend because, yes, this is Arsenal's game. They will possess. And it is expected that, if you get your tactics right, Madueke is somebody who can take on one or two players and, of course, occupy them. So it means the impact of Trufe also would have to be careful of not overcommitting.
He's not the best defensively.
Yes. Yeah. So it means you don't want to also expose Madueke against a Trufe. It means you also have to play safe. And I think that's where, it counts for something for us. Now, the quality would always shine forth. But the situation where I feel, there could be a little bit of concern is where they have a counter-attacking opportunity, and maybe it's also time you take something from the leaf of Guardiola, do the tactical foul. It is dirty, yes, but you have to be dirty sometimes to win the brightest thing. So I think for me, it depends on how they approach this game. They have to approach it on an ultra-attacking point of view, because again, Bournemouth to try to do the counter-attacking stuff, because Tavernier is a fantastic counter-attacking attacker, Evan Nelson as well as Ryan. They are quick, but the truth is, if you are occupying them, most times they are camped in their box or even in their half. I think you've solved that of half of the problem, and that requires a 100%, more than probably 150% of concentration, and that's what they would need for them not to be exposed from that backline, because Miles Lewis Kelly also sometimes. There's a reason why he gets a lot of red cards, and maybe it's not mature enough for that. But I'm trusting on Ben White, for him to get away. Some of these fouls are needed, so you don't, break everything. Yes, you have to also play it smart. Again, it comes to question how concentrated you have to be, and I think it's the energy that Arteta would communicate to them. It is really important that they get it right at this point in time, whether they've been playing or not. Just try as much as possible to give you 100% concentration. Okay,
let's of course get to the phone lines. We're counting down to the kickoff of that game in another 6 minutes. We should take you there. 090 41,089, 090 44,089. Expectations, thoughts on the game, what to expect, what you look forward to. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Vicky.
Yes, good afternoon. Welcome.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. Vicky, I have like 4 fears before this game kick off. Honestly speaking, number one is the fear of the early kickoff as an Arsenal fan. The second one is the starting 11, most especially the rusty Lewis Kelly, the unconvincing Martinelli, and the sluggish Harvard. I, for one, would have thought Arteta would have it that Harvard, especially on the bench with him, study games more importantly, that when he comes and play like 20 or 15 minutes, you will see impact than starting him. And again, yes, Trossard injury, he made the bench, Eze is on the bench, but I feel a Trossard I would have wanted him to start rather than Martinelli. These are my fears, but I feel this game, the coach and the players should look at it as if they are playing the final. It's a must win. It's a very, very tricky game against minor. When I say minor, they are not in the class of Chelsea, Tottenham, also where we talk about London derby. So Arsenal should just take it very, very careful, be focused 100% or even more to get at least a win. Forget about whatever that want to happen tomorrow against Chelsea and Man City. Focus on your own game. This game is a must-win before the Etihad game. I am begging Arteta and the boys, they should please be very, very careful with this dangerous Bournemouth side. The last time they visited the stadium, it was a loss for Arsenal, 2-1. But I hope Arsenal will step up that game and mastermind how they want to get that result at lunchtime. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much for that one. He talked about Trossard being a starter, but in a situation where you have a Miles Lewis Kelly who's also pretty rusty, you need a Martinelli who can cover a lot of ground for him.
Yeah, I think it's also...
Trossard is not the best defensively, so
yes,
I think it's a good pick.
Yeah, it's a pick. I would say, yes, I would say, because, you need somebody who can, look around him. Sometimes he gets too... he loses concentration, in trying to... When he pushes high, he sometimes forgets himself. And I think, he must have learned a lot of lessons. I mean, they did some kind of analysis during the, their training session, and I saw some of them. They were practically analyzing every point where they've lost games, and I think Miles Lewis Kelly must have seen a lot of tape on that. And with the way it's actually deployed, I think Declan Rice is somebody who should be able to also look after him. And I don't think they should. I mean, Lewis Kelly has seen a lot of games. He's played a lot of games, and I think he should be playing better now. Declan Rice is there who can look after him, and of course even remind him. You've got Martinelli as well. So I think the number of more mature player we have there, probably would give you that, that's maybe not necessarily comfort, but I mean, it should be able to give you some level of trust or insurance that, not much should go past him. Yes, you have cover for him. So yes, I'm not particularly afraid of that point. But that's Zubimendi, Madueke, and Ben White. These guys are expected to come to the party, and if they don't, I think that's where it could be catastrophic. But for Lewis Kelly, I think everybody knows what to expect, and I know that they for sure would have been able to give themselves a little buffer for whatever comes wrong at that point in time.
Okay, 09040 4089. Yes, it's 2 minutes away from the kickoff. It's early kickoff in the Premier League today, and Arsenal are at home to Bournemouth. It is 7 games to the end of the season for the Gunners, and they have 4 of those games actually at home, starting from this early kickoff in the afternoon in this fixture. So yes, which way will it go? We're about to find out, and yes, we counting down to the game. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
This is Shagun on the line.
Okay, Shagun, welcome. Go on. Hello, Shagun. Okay. Make it quick. So that when you call, you make your contribution real quick. And then we can go on with the conversation. It's only a matter of minutes now, a matter of seconds as a matter of fact, before the game kicks off. Talking about this fixture. Yes, at the Emirates. Arsenal have also had a run in the league of not losing a game. I think in the last 9 matches was the last time they lost a game. Yes, it's been 9 games now since the last time they lost a game in the league. So you don't start referring me to the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. I'm talking about the league. Okay. Yeah, I think the last loss was to Man United in January. Yes, that was the last loss in the Premier League to Man United.
Yes, it was.
They've had 3 losses this season in the Prem. 1 to Liverpool, 1 to Aston Villa, and then 1 to Man United. It's kicked off. Yes, action is kicked off right there already at the Emirates Stadium. It is, of course, Bournemouth who has gotten it on the way. And just for good measure, of course, let's let you know that a win today for Coventry could put them on the path to coming back to the Premier League. They play Sheffield Wednesday. It's a done and dusted situation for them. I think they win that game. They are playing at home. They're hosting Sheffield Wednesday. If they win that game, it is done and dusted. And of course, we'll be talking about what the guys could bring to the party. But yes, there you have it. The section here against Genkebiligi. That game is also on at this point in time. Shamaki are taking on a Karabag. Games. And yes, of course, we've got you covered. Michael Oliver, by the way, is the man in charge of this game. And there's been a situation. Yes, there's been a situation right there. Evan Nielsen took an elbow to the jaw. Yes, he took an elbow to the jaw and went to the ground. An elbow from Gabriel and went to the ground. A play had to be paused briefly. But yes, it's back on now. Yes, it's back on now. 2 minutes into the game. Yes, the very first minute, counting down to the rest as far as action right here is concerned. Let's let you know that, yes, it is Bournemouth against Arsenal action in the early kickoff of the Premier League. How important is an early goal for Arsenal, Joseph?
It's important. I think it sets the pace for how the game would go on. And even though I think as much as important as it is, it's also important that they do not get carried away, because having an early goal, it could mean that they step off the gas, and that's where it gets difficult, because Bournemouth would feel as if, okay, we have a lot of time to possibly still drag this game around. But I think when you score the first one, try as much as possible to increase the lead. Probably 2 or 3, 4, 5 minutes later, it's important that you set the pace so you can have that mental sense of control, and that you live up to it. And I think during this time it gives Arteta himself a lot of time for him to if he notices something going wrong. And I think if he has to do a substitution, he'll probably do it promptly without thinking twice. I think it's set the tone for what to expect. But dragging it on, yes, it means
nerves could kick in.
Yes, you have to keep logging at the same thing. You would not say, okay, this is what is wrong or not, because the only evidence that you are working at is when you get the results. And if you are not getting the results, you probably feel, okay, I just need to grind harder. So grinding harder, the time goes on, the nerve kicks in, and you talk about the confidence when it gets to that time, because they've lost it sometimes this season before games that they probably should have won. So I think it's important that they get those goals, not just one, go 2 up, and I think it gives you that balance at the back of your head that, okay, I could actually see this through and try to correct mistakes early on. So I think, yes, it can be overstated. Okay,
let's see how that goes and what could possibly happen. But with 4 minutes in, as far as this one is concerned, yes, of course, it is the running at this point, and everyone, all eyes on the title race as far as this one is concerned. West Ham did themselves a world of good yesterday, putting 4 past Wolverhampton Wanderers, and that, of course, is a good one. By that, they have moved 2 points away from Tottenham Hotspur, who have now officially entered the relegation waters as far as the season is concerned. So looking at all of that and all that is coming right now, Spurs, they have a difficult game. They have to go away to Sunderland and hope that they can win there, because again, a draw doesn't exactly do them a lot of good. A draw might just be good. I mean, I've seen teams win the title or escape relegation on 1 point, or of course goal difference. But yes, we're looking at the fact that as far as this one is concerned, you need situations that would favor you, and let's see how all of that could turn out as far as the situation in front of us is concerned. So yes, De Zerbi, of course, has spoken to the players, and they definitely know what to expect. 5 minutes in the game between Bournemouth, yes, who are away on the road to Arsenal. It is 5 minutes and no goals recorded just yet as far as that one is concerned. Some pushing in the box right there after Arsenal had a long throw, but yes, the referee Michael Oliver called it, and yes, Hill is the man who was fouled in the box, and That's, of course, his advantage. Bournemouth, who will now restart play as far as this game is concerned. Yes, 6 minutes right now, and no goals recorded yet. Let's go straight into, of course, our first major talking points on the show today on Football Live. And yes, we definitely had you. Yes, we definitely got you covered. And let's take you there to take a look at what the talking point is about and what could possibly change as far as all of this is concerned. Now, Real Madrid, yes, they are in the news again. Real Madrid had to settle for a 1-0 draw against mid-table Girona in the La Liga, extending the hosts' winless run to 3 games in all competitions and giving Barcelona, yes, leaders Barcelona, a chance to stretch their advantage at the top. Federico Valverde put Real Madrid ahead 6 minutes after half-time on Friday night, but Girona leveled in the 62nd minute through Thomas Lemar. Of course, Barca have 76 points. Yes, Barcelona, they now have 76 points, and of course could stretch it further. 6 ahead of second place, the Real Madrid, who now have played a game more. The Catalan side play Espanyol on Saturday, and can move 9 points clear with 7 matches left. Is the La Liga race over now for Real Madrid? Joseph?
Yeah, I think it's over. It's basically over for Real Madrid. Again, I think it's I don't know. There's just this energy that has been transmitted in, from Real Madrid that they probably not take it serious. I really do not know why that is, the case. But I think for a side that for all of the good things they've done in the Champions League, I think they seem to be so contented with whatever happens in the league, and they do not actually look after it. Because I'm looking at it's not just about this season. About 5 titles in 18 years, 3 Copa del Rey. I don't think they are bothered by any stretch what happens in the domestic league, because they will always continue. They have world-class players, probably the best in the world in terms of the constellation of the stars. They have the managers who will always be at top level managers. But I think what they've been running away for quite some time now, the regarding manager is what it is currently. And when you have your best players not actually being consistent, Vinicius, for all of the good works, has not been consistent this season. Mbappe, injury is always good to give you the numbers. Valverde sometimes has perhaps possibly been their best player this season based on how crazily he has come for the team. Yes, maybe not in terms of numbers you look at Mbappe, but the truth is, he's always available and he's always putting his, he's always earning his money. And Wales, injury worries here and there. I think, to be honest, it's not just about how good Barcelona have been this season so far, in my opinion. I think it's just how inconsistent Real Madrid have been, and the fact that many of the guys who are supposed to lead the line have not also been consistent. So I think for me, that is the big one that is in our faces. But then the underlying factor is that, okay, whatever will be in the league or domestically, they do not all give attention to that. They just want to win the Champions League if it's possible, and they continue to get the shouters, the favorite for it year on year. Maybe that's where the direction lies in terms of administration. I do not know, but that's what it looks like, because you can't be so unserious in quotes with what is going on domestically, for a payoff in the Champions League. For me, I think it's dead and over. Barcelona will go on to win this title because they are the more consistent side. You can at least bank on Barcelona to give you 5 straight games. But for Real Madrid, even for winning positions, you do not guarantee that they win games. So I think it's basically the difference, and that's the reason why Barcelona will be champions once again of La Liga.
We've had situations where we've raised concerns about Madrid. Arbeloa might have done a relatively good job, but looking at how things have turned out in the course of the season, it looks like they probably should have been able to maintain a certain level of consistency with Alonso. I know it's not, traditional of Real Madrid to show faith and just keep you on the job, especially when things are not looking good. But can we say that with what we've seen with Arbeloa this season, that, one can say he's impressed with the amount of work, and maybe in hindsight, we probably should have done differently, sticking with Alonso, hoping that things would have turned better?
I would have stuck with Alonso. I would have. The results were not all smiling, and I think that was the problem. Where they are currently, It's what they were at the beginning of the season, where Alonso was still trying to put the pieces together. Tactically, he wanted to, go away from what he usually does, because, he has the new set of guys to work with, world-class talents. And you could talk about the man manager because, everybody has made it to, made everyone believe that, okay, you don't need to do so much as a Real Madrid manager. You just need to manage, the talent. But the truth is that really sustainable? Especially you have to be willing to take whatever the boys throw at you. And what is the standard? Yes, they are world-class players and all of that, but I think you still need a little bit of stability, in terms of the energy in the dressing room. And if you are going to throw that off for, just keeping things together and at least fight for what is worth fighting for on every front, I think it's probably the wrong decision or even idea. I think with how he's been able to arrest the situation. Yes, Vinicius was disgruntled and all sort of things. But the truth is, they started to get the results. And it felt as if, okay, there's a little bit of balance until it all went south again. Yes, fine. Arbeloa comes in. They get some of the results right, and it feels as if, okay, the life is good again. Sun has started to shine once again. But the truth is, this is the reason. This is the only reason why you would sack a manager if you are not getting results. Is Arbeloa keeping the squad happy? Yes. Are you getting the results? No. Yeah, Champions League is there, and it feels as if, okay, we still do one thing or the other. But the truth is, if you look at the grand scheme of things and the body of work both of them have put together, I think for me, you prefer to go Xabi Alonso than Arbeloa, who, despite all of the stability they have now and everybody is happy, you're not getting the results. You are losing, you are drawing. It's difficult for even the games you win. You get it's by you struggle to do that, except some few games that you've actually busted and all of that. But I don't think life is actually really sweet as it was, even under Xabi Alonso that they chased. Under Arbeloa, I would easily choose life under Xabi Alonso. Get me the results, whoever is disgruntled with, but you have to just stay level-headed if you want to play for Real Madrid to start with. So I think for me, it's not a good decision. I don't know if it will be revisited, but Arbeloa is not, in my opinion, is not having the best of times.
Okay, of course, I can tell you that 13 minutes in that game, it is Arsenal 0, Bournemouth 0. Yes, action coming in from the Emirates Stadium, and definitely that's what it is. On the clock after 13 minutes right there. 090 41889 090 44889. Yes, the numbers to call to be a part of the show this lovely afternoon. I can tell you also that Basaksehir have taken the lead against Gençlerbirliği 1-0 in that game. Yes, in the Turkish Super League they lead already, and yes, it is 1-0 right there in that game. But 14 minutes at the Emirates, yes, it is still goalless, and yes, Arsenal 0, Bournemouth 0 as action continues. Let's of course let you know also that yes, we are looking at the game elsewhere. Yes, games in other parts, and soon of course would let you know what things are looking like in those places. In the Championship, yes, Coventry against Sheffield Wednesday. That game is currently on. It is 12 minutes, no goals recorded yet. And Norwich already trail against Ipswich Town 1-0. QPR against Bristol. It is goalless in that game right now. And that I can certainly tell you as far as action across all of the centers are concerned. Okay, yes, 090 41089 090 44089. We're looking at Real Madrid, and we're looking at the La Liga title race. Another draw last night, and yes, it looks like that has put paid to all of Real's effort to relaunch themselves back in the title race and see what they could possibly do for themselves. Is it over now, or you think something can still change as far as this one is concerned? 090 41089 090 44889. Let's hear from you. Hello, good afternoon. Okay. You could also send a message too if you're having any difficulty reaching us on the phone lines. Yes, on WhatsApp 090 44889. Yes, you can send your messages to that line and talk to us on the show. Yes, this afternoon. It is Football Live, and yes, we are looking at Real Madrid. 15 minutes at the Emirates. It is goalless. Joseph, the first 15 minutes of this fixture so far, you've seen that Arsenal side that wants to control the game with possession, but they've not been assertive enough getting in the opposition's box. Of course, that's where you can score. But so far, maybe it's been good because they've pretty much also denied the opposition opportunities to get into their own box as well.
Yeah, and the fact is, Bournemouth, I think on the transition, Arsenal have not handled them well because I feel like they should not have so much foray into the final third of Arsenal. The only difference is when they get to that position, the final third for Bournemouth, the offenses get stifled by that Arsenal defense, because they basically just spread them out and try as much as possible not to get the ball, for it to connect with wherever the destination it is. And I think, maybe it's positive from the angle of the defensive angle, the defensive structure. But I think, that transition is what Bournemouth basically thrive on, and I think they've been allowing too much of that. But for how they've played, I think they've been taking things a bit rather too patiently. I want to see a more direct game from Arsenal and then try to control it later on. So
I can tell you that.
All right.
Bournemouth are in front. Yes, Bournemouth are in front. And it is Junior Krupi who has scored that goal for Bournemouth. 17 minutes on the clock. It is Arsenal 0, Bournemouth 1. Yes, action at the Emirates Stadium. And this definitely puts pressure on them right now. We 100%. Talked about conceding first or scoring first or what could possibly happen. A good cross, of course, came in. It took a huge deflection. I think it was Trufe who went for that cross.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he went for that cross. It was indeed a good one. Ryan Christie beat that time. Trufe, of course, was well onside and took that cross. That cross took a huge deflection. And Junior Krupi, of course, was waiting back post to just tap it home. Took a huge deflection off Saliba's boot. And yes, it was carefully tucked home by the young French forward. 1-0, Bournemouth lead. Joseph, the nerves will start definitely.
Yeah, 100%. I was talking about the transition because they just got the ball, basically camped Arsenal in the opposing half, and then I felt Christie was way too free. You should not be allowing that, but then he basically a simple pass took out 4 defenders, and they were born watching until Trufe got into that position. I thought, you should not be giving them way too much space, especially in transition. They did that, and it has cost them. And right about now, the nerves will start to kick in. Yes, it is still early on, but the truth is, Bournemouth stretching this to 30 minutes half time exactly now. Arsenal become to be on the edge now. Psychological, tactically, you could tell it's I don't need Raul, getting one ahead of Arteta, and now it seems to me like they want to go more direct. That would also be expected by Andoni Raiola, and it gives him a little bit of chance for him to eventually try to counter that. So far, Arsenal have had no shots and no shots on target, so it means now they just have to sit back and see where it leads them. Transition is going to be on the high. And you see that Raya is now going more direct. Again, they will always have answers to this. The reason why you've been so patient is the reason why you probably will be frustrated until your halftime break. And if God help you, you come out to the second half and you probably equalize early on. Good for you. But at this point in time, I think Arsenal have left a lot to be desired.
Okay, let's of course see how it goes. 19 minutes on the clock. Arsenal 0, Bournemouth 1. And it is going that way right now. Would it change? We are here. Let's see how that goes. And yes, it is action. 090 41,089, 090 44,089. 20 minutes. And the first corner of this game goes the way of Arsenal. With Bournemouth, of course, looking to clear their lines. But of course, took a deflection of a Bournemouth player and goes out for a corner. It's been a while they got a goal from a corner. Talking about Arsenal. Did they let the criticism get to them because it was working?
No, I think teams now have started employing to counter those things. And I look at it's no longer
that was almost 1-1.
Yes.
Kai Havertz got a header from a Declan Rice cross, but he was inches over the crossbar, and yes, didn't connect with that well enough. Was well taken But yes, he's a tall guy. Couldn't pretty much hack his body to bring that down. And of course, he went out of a play for a goal kick. 21 minutes. Yes, Arsenal 0, Bournemouth 1. And that I can tell you right now as far as the action is concerned. 090 41889, 090 44889. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, my presenter, Vicky. Good afternoon. My name is Chinedu. You are calling from Ajegule.
Chinedu, you're welcome.
My contribution. Are you hearing me?
Yes, go on.
Yeah, for my baby, it's all over. Any baby dog, they know you used to flog and cane. That one has gone. So come partner. This is in the Genesis verse. They never see anything. Maybe they won't carry league. Go go. Bye bye. The game going to 87 of Bournemouth by 3-1.
Okay, Chinedu, thank you for that one. Let's go for more. "22 minutes. Yes, of course. Time gradually counting. He waits for no man. Does he care if you're ready or not? Time will count. This one here says, Pelumi from Agege says, Arsenal should be very careful with this stubborn team. The game will end in a draw. This one here says, he just said good afternoon. Okay, thank you for that one. Early days yet, 22 minutes gone by so far in this game. There's no particular thing you want to say Arsenal have had as an edge where they are better than their opponent as far as this game is concerned. How do you begin to come into shape where you want to use your advantage, apart from all the beautiful talks about tenacity, be assertive, be aggressive, get in those places, do the job? At what point will we begin to see an Arsenal side who would use probably what they have as an advantage and make it count in this game as much as possible? I
think it's we'll start to see that when the latter stages of both house and for example, it's beginning to show more directness. I think Madueke has to be called to action more time, but I think the more they feel the urgency to score a goal, to level up or to go ahead, I think that's where they begin, because they've been far too patient. Just as I said a few minutes ago, first 10 minutes they didn't take their chances. First 15 16 minutes they were so patient, and I think now they're beginning to show more of that, go more direct, and you begin to see how they've been playing. So I think for me, the more time goes on, I think that's where they feel the urgency to want to drag it back, because now it gives them that they are on their toes, or a bit of sitting on the edge of the seat now. That's where psychologically that's where they are. So I think the more the time goes on and they feel like, okay, we don't want to let this game slip out of the hand. Of course, Arteta also has to make them understand the gravity of what is going on at this point in time for them to probably just wake up. But I don't think it's, if you're at this stage of the season, I don't think you need the manager to start reminding you of what is at stake. So I think as time goes on, we begin to see, maybe not nervousness, but that urge, that urgency. I think that's when we begin to see.
Okay, let's of course see how that goes. 24 minutes on the clock, and Arsenal, they have a free kick somewhere around the Bournemouth edge of the area. Yes, they have a free kick. 25 minutes on the clock. It is Arsenal 0, Bournemouth 1. Yes, as the action continues right there. Of course, we will be bringing you all about it. It's Football Live, as yes, we are still taking you closer to it right here on your Champions Now. Keep the messages coming in, keep the calls coming in as well as we talk Real Madrid. Yes, we're looking if the title race is effectively done and dusted, if the title race is over for Real Madrid. Yes, that's our first talking point on the show today, and yes, let's get right into it. Again, there's something about the final third passes not really connecting with the Arsenal guys. Yes, they could do a bit of the build-up. More often they pass it backwards, and then yes, I can understand keeping possession just because, of course, it means you're also defending indirectly. But then in situations where in the final third, you need to connect as quickly as you can. It's not gelling for them. Maybe, of course, you'll be looking at the possibility of a guy like AZ much later in this game, who final third, of course, makes very, very good decisions, and he's also got an eye for goal. So maybe, of course, that could work at some point.
Yeah, I think that would be, when he gets to the squeaky bum time, I think he just wants to keep it at this level first, Arteta, not to show weakness, not to show how desperately he needs it. Yeah, understandably that's what you'll be feeling, because you want to quickly get back in the game and possibly take a lead. But he also probably wants to the reason why they are not ahead is because they've actually not grinded enough, I think. And maybe if they add more pressure and show more urgency, maybe they will get the rewards. I think that's just so not to give so much away. I think everybody can basically know that when it gets to probably the 70 minutes mark or 60 minutes mark, that's where you'll probably be thinking of using another approach. But I think at this point in time, it's not safe. Bournemouth can decide to spoil it. It's not still safe, but I think it will be a bit early for him to start making adjustments. Let them add a bit more urgency, and I think you see more clearly whatever is wrong with this team at this point in time.
Bournemouth, of course, have had a shot blocked by Gabriel in the Arsenal box. 27 minutes on the clock. It is 1-0. The away side lead in this game, and yes, at the second time of asking, they had to clear that out of the way for a throw, which Bournemouth have taken. But I can tell you that 27 minutes on the clock, it is Bournemouth who lead against Arsenal 1-0. Joseph, we're getting to the 30-minute mark, where, of course, you talked about where the nerves can begin to kick in at this point in time. It gets to 30 minutes. These guys are potential spoilers, of course. They've shown it a couple of times. And again, it was a close game. The last time Arsenal played against Bournemouth in the league, 3-2 it ended. There was a resurgence that Bournemouth, of course, could not get themselves back in. They started this game 12th on the log. By this lead, they have moved to 9th, a place behind Everton. And of course, Everton are 8th as far as the season is concerned. But of course, looking at all that we have seen so far, it's getting to the 30-minute mark, and maybe, of course, there has to be a change of idea for the Arsenal right now before we begin to look at what the options could be off the bench.
Yeah, a change in idea could be, because I think I'm a bit even more impressed than I probably thought I would with Bournemouth, because they've actually
kept
taken
it
the game
simple.
Yes, and taken the game to Arsenal. They've been courageous and just do the basics and try to work it around, get them confused, and try not to sit back. I think that's what they've done so far, as against me thinking Arsenal will take the initiative and to basically pile the pressure off on them early on. That's what you probably should have done. I think in the past 5-6 minutes now, I think it's been more aggressive pressing from Arsenal, and I think there's a little bit of change. I think they won the ball in the final third, one or twice now, and I think that's a stark difference, because before they were not particularly pressing so aggressively, but I think in the past 10 minutes or so it's been more aggressive, and I think that's the change of idea. I think they should be rewarded if they keep at this, because Bournemouth have actually not been able to get that transition right in the past couple of minutes. They've not gotten that transition right. They've not been able to get into the final third of Arsenal. The passes have also not been connecting, even in the middle of the park for them. So it means they have to take the ball back to the, to their defensive half and try as much as possible to just, build up. But they've not been able to do that so much. So I think it's been a bit of difference in terms of how Arteta arrange the boys. And I think, in the next couple of minutes, if they are able to get the urgency up in attack, I think it should be good for them, because I see them recovering more of the balls now, and it's actually a good way to go if you want to get back into a game.
Okay.
Absolutely superb.
30 minutes on the clock. Yes, of course, action stays. It is Arsenal 0, Bournemouth 1. And yes, let's quickly, of course, take a quick message. Joseph has got us covered.
Yeah, 100% the Gunners are in action, but 1-0 against Bournemouth. It is still not over until it is finally over. And of course, it's still Arsenal all the way. To celebrate this great season, Chivas Regal, the official whiskey partner of Arsenal FC, is giving away an official jersey. Yes, Arsenal jersey signed by Victor Gyökeres, Martin Zubimendi, and Mikel Merino. The challenge is to build your ultimate five-a-side Arsenal FC team with any era of Arsenal players, the Invisibles, the Emirates era, the Arteta Boys, Hybrid Days. Mix it up and be creative about it. Show us that you really know Arsenal. Drop your lineup in the comment section of the pinned post on the official at Chivas Regal NG. At Chivas Regal NG together page on Instagram and X. The comment with the most love wins the jersey. So hurry now. Let's see who is really a gunner for life. I rise with rise. Remember to drink Chivas responsibly.
Okay, yes, of course, the action continues. And I can tell you that the scoreline is 1-0 in favor of the visitors. Early kickoff at the Emirates. And yes, another game has kicked off somewhere else. It is the La Liga. Real Sociedad. Yes, they welcome Alaves. Sociedad against Alaves. It has just kicked off that particular game. And Bournemouth in this particular game definitely playing without fear. I mean, they know that it is Arsenal's game to win, or Arsenal's game to lose. They just want to be there to get the job done, staying in the faces of the Arsenal team as much as possible and making it difficult for them. My other concern, as far as this game is also concerned, is that for Arsenal, they've not been able to involve their runners. We've seen a bit of it with Madueke, but with Martinelli, you need the guys who can run in behind and offer you options. We've not seen them do that.
Yeah, actually. But I've seen Gyökeres in wide positions as well. In fact, they have a foul just now. They came off of that. Gyökeres trying to, basically isolate. Martinelli is fast, and I think he can go in, whether from the wings or, straight up the middle. I think he's just trying to play around with that. But I think all of that will actually get Areola, thinking different ways to try to counter whatever it brings to him, and try to mix it up a little bit. And I think I've seen also the defenders, the white defenders for Arsenal. That's Ben White and what's his name? Maris Lewis Kelly. They've basically also inverted, and I think he's trying as much as possible to also get in the bodies into the final, thought for himself, and I think it's actually the right way to go. I think they've been showing more urgency, and I think it's maybe in a few more minutes and they continue at this rate, we could possibly see a goal from them, because they've actually been having more corners. And
Arsenal have a penalty. Yes, Arsenal have a penalty from a corner.
Handball,
which was taken by Madueke, by the way. It looks like Kai Havertz trapped the ball. Gabriel scooped it, and then he touched the hand of Ryan Christie.
Yeah, it's a penalty.
He came off the arm of Ryan Christie. The arm was not in a natural position. It was raised, and that certainly blocked it, and Michael Oliver immediately pointed to the spot.
I wonder why they debate some of these things. It is, come on. It's as clear as daylight. So it's a penalty.
Let's let you know that Alaves have also taken the lead against Sociedad. 3 minutes into that game, it is 1-0 already as far as that one is concerned. Yes, Alaves have taken the lead against Sociedad, and Arsenal have a penalty. Yes, they have a penalty, and he's Kai Havertz, of course, has handed the ball to Victor Gyökeres, who, of course, steps forward in this situation. I think he's how many penalties he's taken this season, I'm not sure, but he scored all of them.
Yes, 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5 in all the penalties he's taken this season. So yes, it looks like the big man from Sweden found the back of the net for the Gunners. Yes, the goalkeeper went the right way, but it was a fierce one. 1-1 the scoreline. Yes, 1-1 the scoreline. Victor Gyökeres pulling Arsenal level in the game. just what the Nevs needed before the end of the first 45.
Yes,
Joseph.
absolutely.
They were probing before the goal came.
Yes. In fact, I think Arsenal have been better when they're nervous. And I think it's when you have it too calm, Arsenal take things really lightly. And that is the reason why, again, I look at the kind of results they've gotten from some of the games. When the games that they absolutely have control, they do not score a lot. They should be scoring more, but I've seen a lot of 2-0s, 1-0s, and it comes from the point of comfort or place of comfort, and I think they get too patient. And when they have games like these that have tested them so far, is where they absolutely turn it up. And I think I'm really impressed with the way they've gone more urgency, and I think they need to do more. If they continue in this stride, easily they should be getting 2 or 3 more goals, and by that time they can now settle back, probably take up the leg off the pay. I mean, take your
foot off the pedal,
and just try to get into cruise control and try to see how the game. And I think for me, they should not relax. I think they should just keep the nerve, for them to keep firing. It's a good way to go. And if they keep at this, I think we should see another goal in the first half before the break.
37 minutes on the clock. Yes, it is 1-1 at the Emirates. And yes, action continues in the La Liga. Alaves lead 1-0. And let's also let you know that action, of course, right there. Sheffield Wednesday not going down without a fight. There's been no goal recorded in that game so far by Coventry, who, of course, are hoping that they can climb their way back to the Premier League. Coventry have had 10 shots. Only 2 of those have been on target. Maybe pretty wasteful as far as this situation right there is concerned. But I can tell you, no goals have been recorded just yet. Only Ipswich do lead against Norwich 1-0 in that game. And back to the Premier League, 37 minutes on the clock. It is Arsenal 1, Bournemouth 1. Yes, as it continues right there. Okay, yes, counted down to the 38 minutes of this game. And Bournemouth, yes, they have a free kick. Yes, they have a free kick. It looks like there's a ref cam that they are testing this time around. Bournemouth have a free kick. But, yes, it was thrown into the box. But David Raya has pretty much gathered it. And, yes, he's done all the work right now, as Arsenal will be hoping to hit on a counter. But Victor Gyökeres, of course, good block from Senesi there. Goes out for a corner. Looks like Gyökeres gets injured in the process or gets hurt in the process. Yes, the trailing leg got the player. But I think corner given. Yes, Michael Oliver says it's a corner. And that's the case right there. But the Swedish striker is still on the turf. He would look to get back on his feet and see what they can do. Maybe, of course, if they are able to take advantage of some of the corners, because Bournemouth are not exactly, they've not been that side who will try to be assertive, pushing the Arsenal guys, getting them out of shape. You think this is the kind of game where they steal a corner, sneak in a goal, and then it probably starts looking good for them, Joseph?
Well, yeah, I very much think so. I think however the goals come, I don't think anybody should be having a problem with that, given where they currently are. And I think you have to make use of whatever you have. You've been good.
He went for an Olympico there, but the goalkeeper gathered that. And yes, it stays 1-1 corner taken. But yes, scoreline, 39 minutes on the clock. As far as this game is concerned, it is Arsenal 1, Bournemouth 1. Yes, early kickoff on Football Live. Elsewhere, Shamaki against Karabag. It is Karabag against Shamaki. Of course, that game is still goalless. The Sekshahar lead against Genk Kebiligi 1-0. And Alaves on the road have taken the lead against Sociedad. We're counting down to halftime in this game, and the tackles are flying. Junior Krupi, he went in on Martin Zubimendi right there, and it looks like he caught the Spanish player. Zubimendi, took a hit there, or might see the first yellow card of this game. It was right in front of the referee, Michael Oliver, who of course blew for a foul. I don't think a card was issued, but he of course called for a foul in the game. Right there. Of course, let's also let you know that it is now 40 minutes. Yes, 40 minutes. And the scoreline is 1-1 right there. But Bournemouth again have had a shot on goal, this time Evan Nielsen. Yes, dinking it past Gabriel, and yes, making it happen there. But David Raya was there and got the ball for his team. A good cross coming in from Bournemouth. Of course, this time Jimenez hoping that they can put it past the Arsenal backline, but it goes out of play. Besiktas have doubled their lead, 2-0 against Genk Beligi. Yes, in that game, it is now 2-0. Yes, action in the Turkish Super League. And let's go back to the championship and let you know that 39 minutes on the clock. Coventry against Sheffield Wednesday, no goals recorded yet. And yes, Norwich are taking on Ipswich Town. Ipswich Town lead 1-0. QPR against Bristol City, no goals recorded yet. If Bristol City win this game, it goes 3 straight wins for Roy Hodgson since the 78-year-old got back to the dugout to, of course, lead this side again from troubled waters. And yes, it is a goalless so far in that game right there. Let's take you closer to the action and let you know that as it continues right here, it is we're counting down to halftime in the game between Bournemouth and Arsenal. 1-1 is still the scoreline. It's getting a bit physical now, Joseph.
Yeah.
Holding, tackles, and all of that.
Yeah, and this is quite because, both sides understand what is at stake now. Whether you like it or not, Bournemouth will not be cool with, Arsenal. And they tried to, as much as possible, also, cut down on the momentum, because it feels as if it's been, all things Arsenal in the past couple of minutes, and, you would understand. And, some of these things are, pretty much normal for, teams to just try as much as possible to force themselves to, get a result into the break. You can see the break, coming in here just about 3 minutes now. And I think, so you don't have a big worry before, when you get to the halftime and, have other things to worry about. So I think it's important they try to do that. Yes, maybe Ateta will not find it funny, but you also have to understand the position of Bournemouth in this, so you should understand.
Okay, let's let you know that Bournemouth had a free kick which has been taken by Scott, but the Arsenal backline were able to avert the danger, at least temporarily, of course, while hoping that they can continue to maintain what they have, the shape they have kept in this game so far. 43 minutes it is on the clock, and I can tell you that it is the game between Arsenal and Bournemouth. Yes, early kickoff right there, and yes, it is 1-1 the scoreline. Yes, 1-1 is the scoreline, and no team is leading just yet. This might be the case as we head to halftime in this game, but again, Martinelli has been a bit of a ghost. I don't want to say it is deliberate, because how many times have the passes found the player?
Yeah.
But if you have a guy like that who's good with running,
you should be employed.
You always want to, play him on and get him involved in the game as many times as possible, because he's barely troubled the fullback.
And I think
troubled the fullback in this game.
I think that comes from the fact that Arsenal have not exerted enough authority
in the game.
Yes, in the game. Based on how they've been playing or how they like to play. I think all those times we were taking it patiently, it could have been more involved, because now they are going for anybody has it. Just go directly, and wherever you find the ball, just try to attack. Gyökeres goes to the wings. He's been taking on as much as possible with his physicality, and you would understand. But in places where Arsenal probably in the middle of the park, basically they've not exactly had so much joy, and possession has been few, especially in that part of the pitch. I think that's where he's having it maybe scarce. Even Madueke basically has to come back and also try to fight for the ball. Martinelli has not, even though yes, Bournemouth have attacked from that end of the field. I thought he could have been doing more. So maybe not just from how the team has played so far, also from Martinelli, I think he should be involved more, even from defense. So he's a fantastic counter-attacker, and I think he should be doing more, because Arsenal have found themselves in counter-attacking opportunities like 2-3 times so far, and I think he should be the ones to be starting them. Declan Rice have started like 1 or 2 times, but it should be Martinelli doing all of those handwork. Okay,
Bournemouth, of course, had a free kick. Yes, they had a free kick, which of course was carefully expertly dispatched by Scott, but no one came in contact with the ball and he went out of play for a goal kick for Arsenal. 45 minutes, only 2 minutes have been added. It is 1-1 in that game. I can also tell you that Sociedad are level. Yes, they are also level in the game against Alaves. So it is also 1-1 in that game right there. Yes, Sucic, the scorer for the side in this particular fixture. Okay, action continues right here at Champions Star Sports Radio Real FM. It is a football live, and yes, I can tell you for certain that we're getting closer and closer to the first half of this game. Yes, we're getting closer to the first half of this game as far as this one is concerned. Bournemouth, of course, have taken possession in the last couple of minutes from Arsenal, and yes, they have also been probing into the danger area, hoping that they can at least get something in this game and see where it definitely goes. Okay, yes, action continues right here. 090 41089, 090 44089. Yes, the numbers to call to be a part of the show right here. Football Live, yes, it continues, and yes, of course, getting into the final minute of time added on. Let's let you know that Ipswich have doubled their lead against Norwich, 2-0. It is right now. Yes, Ipswich have doubled their lead against Norwich, 2-0. Arsenal gets a free kick. Yes, they get a free kick in the final minute of this game. It's just somewhere around the final third as well in the game against Bournemouth, as it is currently 1-1. Yes, it is currently 1-1. We'll see, of course, the whistle should sound anytime soon. Yes, the whistle should sound anytime soon. And it's Declan Rice who's going to take the free kick with the Arsenal guys all in the box, hoping that they can connect with this one. But yes, nobody, yes, got in the position to do that. Yes, and so it is halftime in that game at the Emirates Stadium. Yes, 1-1 the score, and it is a halftime. Junior Creepy, of course, opened the score for Bournemouth, and Victor Gyökeres scored from the penalty spot, dispatching that expertly to find the back of the net as the game goes 1-1 at halftime. Okay, yes, it is 1-1 at halftime, and I can tell you that for certain. Yes, for Coventry, yes, they are still in action and still very much asking all the questions, but it's just not working for them. I can tell you that for certain. Only 1 minute has been added in the game against Sheffield Wednesday. If you thought these guys were going to smoke out their opponent today because those guys are the basement boys, that has not been the case. Okay?
You also have to work out for if you want to. They'll make it hard. I mean, they're the basement boys, but you also have to work out for whatever you want to achieve. You want to win the league title. Yeah, basically, everybody will count you as a favorite, because I don't think it gets easier, yes, but you absolutely have to work for it. You don't get anything for free, especially as far as English football is concerned. And I think it's good for the quality of the league itself.
Okay, let's see how that goes, of course, as the action continues right here. Your Champion Star Sports Radio Real FM, 1-1 the scoreline. We'll take 2 or 3 calls, and then we take a break. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, try to reach us. And let's hear from you this afternoon. Bring it on. 1-1 at the Emirates. And yes, it is halftime. Good afternoon, my brothers in the studio. Happy weekend, sirs. Casey from Festac Extension, he says, enjoying football live at Bournemouth. And as for Real Madrid, when you have a disorganized house full of stars, this is the kind of results you get. La Liga this season belongs to Barca. The board of the Real Madrid, yes, the Real Madrid board need to put their house in order. No player is bigger than the club or the manager. Let's take this on here. It says Real should forget that league and prepare for it next season. Congratulations to Barcelona. Pelumi from Agege. And Basek Shahar, yes, they have scored yet another goal at halftime. Yes, just before the whistle went. Yes, Basek Shahar have scored. To make it 3-0 against Genk Beligi. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello?
Good afternoon.
Hello?
Okay. I'm not sure why you can't hear me, but I can hear you. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, Vicky Joe Baba.
Okay, let's hear you.
Hello?
Yes, go on.
Yeah, very, very tough game from the Cherries down to, believing they want to do it back to back. But I want to believe if my team really bring, more fight and at least, be determined and convert other chances that might come in the second half, they should be stopping this turmoil. Yes, they don't have anything to play. They are safer. But because they have done it again, that belief will be in them that we can still do it. Like I told you before the first half, I didn't really see much of Herbert and Martinelli. So to say, yeah, Lewis Kelly, he did a little bit, but I'm expecting at least, one or two winger in who is it, Trossard, and even Gabriel Jesus could be given a chance this time around. It might not necessarily be you want to take off Gyökeres or Kai Havertz. And I feel Arsenal must be very careful that this Bournemouth must not take another lead in the second half. If it stays like this down to when Arsenal will take the lead, yes, I will be rest assured that Arsenal will be more. If Bournemouth by paraventure take another lead, it will be very, very difficult. I just hope we will not start, get pressing the panicking button after this game of Bournemouth at the end.
Okay. All right. Let's see how that goes. Of course, thanks for your contribution. Let's take a break at this point in time. Yes, of course, when we come back, there'll be more as the second 45 of the game between Arsenal and Bournemouth will, of course, come back. Yes, it is halftime. Arsenal 1, Bournemouth 1. And after 22 minutes also in the La Liga, it is Real Sociedad who lead by... it is 1-1 in that game. I beg your pardon. They don't lead. It is 1-1. In Turkey, Başakşehir lead by 3-0. Let's take a break. We'll be back with more on Football Live.
Sports Radio. What else could we call it?
They could go with a corner kick. Shooting star still looking for the 3 points here. And fantastic header.
The WBC interim heavyweight champion of the world, the Nigerian nightmare.
In this very moment, I'm king.
And Carroll's in, and he's won it for Liverpool. Much criticised club record signing comes up with a header that lifts their spirits.
Higher with the crown, yes.
They'll be looking to switch it quickly here for Ronaldo, who's got the better of Diego Alves. And Ronaldo scores brilliantly. The finish of a master, a craftsman at work.
Shout out to my haters, sorry that you couldn't faze me.
On the back, this is Kano. He's the captain has won the game for Nigeria. The man who's saved the game for Nigeria takes them into the final. Nwankwo Kano, what a moment for him.
Greatness is what we on the brink of.
I don't believe it. Aguero, with seconds of the season remaining, has won the Premier League title for Manchester City. Hollywood, make this movie. They have become the first African side to win Olympic gold and to win a major world footballing tournament. And no wonder they'll celebrate. Nigeria with the gold medal.
I'm really trying to make it more than what it is, because everybody dies, but not everybody lives.
Messi scores! Another Messi milestone. A half-century of goals in the Champions League. And he's the youngest player to reach that figure.
This is my moment.
Every moment is a treasure in Sports Radio 88.9 Real FM.
I wish that I could have this moment for life.
Real FM, a complete deal.
'Cause in this moment I just feel so alive.
And now in news from the world of football, reports are surfacing that last year's changes to the UEFA Champions League may have come from a surprise
analyzing source.
Here we go. Sources close to me are saying that Zlatan Ibrahimovic has been telling people the idea for the new format was all his idea.
Zlatan, last year we saw your announcement of the new format at the UEFA Champions League draw, and you were great.
Yes, I know. Zlatan is only here to help.
Okay, enough. You have to stop telling press and everyone else that we are making changes, because we are not.
This is the Champions League, where the best in the world come to compete. This is an all-or-nothing league, where legends are made and hearts are broken. Football never stands still. It always evolves. And now, the fans are getting more competitive games. So that every match, every goal, every point matters. The best club competition in the world just got better. Because this is the champions!
Follow all in the UEFA Champions League season on Brila.
Hi, DJ Drogba.
Hello, this is Heidi Gabraselassie.
Hi, I'm Michael Essien, midfielder.
My name is Jeremy Mikel.
My name is Danny Jordan.
My name is Kolo Toure.
Hi, my name is Diego Vangira.
Hi, sports fans. My name is Victor Moses.
My name is Lightning Bolt.
I'm Joseph Yobo.
My name is Austin Jeju Okocha.
This is David Dean, former Vice Chairman of Arsenal and the Football Association. We're on 88.9 Brilla FM.
We're reaching out to bring the big names to you. Sports Radio 88.9 Brilla FM. There's nothing like it.
And it all kicks off right here.
You know, contributing your hot takes and opinions just got way easier because Sports Radio Brilla FM is doubling down the fun by giving you 2 magical lines to connect to the studios. That means when you dial the numbers
090-41,889 and 090-44,889,
your voice will be heard on the home of the fans around the world. What are you waiting for? Start dialing, because now you have not one but a 2-way access to having your voice heard on your favorite radio station.
Breaking news straight to your phone. Brilla Media is now on WhatsApp. Follow our official WhatsApp channel for the latest sports news, talking points, live updates, and in-depth coverage of sports events in Nigeria and around the world. From international tournaments to national teams, athletes, and exclusive stories. If it's sports, it's on Brilla Media. To join, simply go to WhatsApp channels on your device. Search Brilla Media and tap follow channel. No stress, no delays. Just sports as it happens. Brilla Media, home of the fans.
Hey, sport fans, where you? More ways to take enjoy and package sport informate as you day on the go. Now to follow us on top our social media platform and website as you day hot. Breaking news we day. Live update with full ground. Transfer gist and confirmed gist with all the betalicious analysis where they inside sports. Now we deserve like hot cake. Sharply follow us on top Twitter and Instagram at Brilla FM 889. For Facebook, follow Sports Radio Brilla FM. Come still visit our website, wey be www.brilla.net. Make you no miss anything as we carry on closer to the action.
They are the heartbeat of the game. The voices that roar from Lagos to London, from the streets to the screens. They are more than fans. They are family. They are Brilla Nation. You cheer, you chant, you celebrate every goal, every victory, every moment that matters. And every single day, Brilla Media celebrates you. The power, the passion, the pride of Brilla Nation. Brilla Media, the home of champions, the voice of the fans. United we stand, together we win. Because we are Brilla Nation.
BR
bigger sports experience just for you on several platforms. Sports Radio.
Brilla FM.
Enjoy our services on www.brilla.net.
Anywhere. Everywhere.
Subscribe to Brilla Sports TV on YouTube.
Watch, like, and share our videos. Brilla.
It's a total sports media experience. Anywhere, everywhere.
He sent it in with that gorgeous left foot of his. Have you heard anything quite like this?
Absolutely not.
From London to Lagos.
It was a long ball over the top.
It's gone by the form book.
Yeah, it's a superb performance from Arsenal, really. Unbelievable.
Boom.
Big goal in the relegation scrap.
Wow.
Nigerian Frank Onyeka returns to the substitutes bench for Brentford.
That's why we stand out from the crowd.
If you're a Tottenham fan, you'll be jumping up and down.
Yeah, it was an absolute screamer. Fair play to Mikel Antonio.
Pick that one out.
It's been a pleasure having you with us.
And when's it all going to end?
Football Live on Brilla FM.
Live and exclusive to Brilla FM. You are tuned in to Football Live.
So we've got so much coming up on Football Live. We're covering everything in England, in Germany, in Italy, in Spain, in Saudi Arabia, in Nigeria. You name it, we've got it covered here on Football Live.
Our fantastic team of reporters will be bringing you all the goals as they go in the biggest games across the footballing world.
We love a bit of drama here on Football Live, and we've plenty of it this afternoon.
Football Live.
You are listening to Football Live. Football Live. There's nothing like it on weekends.
Yes, welcome back. The action continues right here. And yes, we're counting down to the second 45 at the Emirates. Early kickoff for the Premier League. It is 1-1 at halftime. And I can tell you after 32 minutes, Real Sociedad against Alaves, it is 2-2 in that game. Wow. 2-2 the scoreline in that game. Yes, players back on the pitch. Hostilities to resume once again for another stretch of 45 minutes. No changes made by both sides. There's no changes by either side. As this time around, it will be Arsenal who would kick off the restart. Yes, of course, we're still looking at Real Madrid. But yes, game has started once again, of course, in the game right there at the Emirates. Just we talked about, of course, one of the last callers on the show said this time around, of course, Arsenal should be looking at finishing as strong as possible and not start with the way they started in the first half where they were a bit laid back, go direct, be all over the opponent, create problems for them, create a bit of chaos, be all over their faces, and see if you take a lead and then start looking for a way to maintain the lead and go over the line.
Yeah, that's basically what they've been able to do in the past 11 games now, and yeah, it's been working perfectly for them. They probably have us now exactly where they want them, and the fact that Arsenal basically have been able to create not so much except probably from set pieces is exactly what they probably prepared for. They know for a fact that if they have a difficult, the worst that would happen is they get counter-attacking opportunities or even some of these set pieces, and that's exactly what they would try to use to counter them. But in the first 1 minute or two of this game, I've seen more aggressive pressing from Bournemouth. So it means they still want to maintain what they had in the first half. You can be patient all you like, but we don't care. We take that initiative, we cause you problems, and we try to just basically spread out the game and see where it leads us. That's what they are currently doing once again, and I think Arsenal should be better prepared. What happened in the first half should not repeat itself. And I think if they had a little bit more urgency, they need to have more of the balls, because Bournemouth surprisingly have been keeping more of the ball. The possession Arsenal have not had the lion's share. It means they've not at any point controlled this game as much as Arsenal would have, or in every other games that they've basically controlled. So I think that's where it looks. I don't know if it's concerning, but for an Arsenal fan, it should be concerning. And I think the moment Arsenal get a hold of the ball, they should try as much as possible to make it unsettling for Bournemouth, and I think from there they will be able to get something out of this game.
Okay, of course, let's see what will happen. But I can tell you, 48 minutes already in this fixture. Arsenal against Bournemouth. Action in the Premier League is the early kickoff, and yes, so far it has been the focus on Football Live, yes, as it continues right here on the show this afternoon. For Bournemouth, of course, they know that so far in this game they are not seeing that thing that Arsenal have over them, or Arsenal are not particularly using anything to say, you know what, this is the advantage we have, or this is the quality we have over you, and we are pretty much asserting ourselves in it as much as possible. So, of course, that will give them a bit of soft landing, if you like, for them to say, okay, we are gradually growing in confidence into this game. And so far, that's what you're seeing in this game. A side also capable of causing problems. And sometimes, of course, I saw the first leg of this game at the Vitality, where they created a lot of problems for Arsenal with the way they went for the man-oriented press at some point where they were leading in the game. Yes, it didn't last for long, but even when Arsenal took the lead, they had problems against Arsenal because, of course, the man-oriented press was just something that didn't work out well for the guys, and they created a bit of problems. But again, there are instances where you think the Arsenal guys might be doing too much in the back line when they try to build out of the back.
Yeah, I think we've seen Maslow Skelly, his positioning basically inverted again just to create an overload in the middle. Yes, in the middle for Arsenal to be able to operate again, just to get. I think when they have that, you'll be able to.
It is Bournemouth who are actually playing the high line.
Yes, that is why I've been a bit more surprised. And I think with Arsenal, maybe that's how they made it difficult for Arsenal. And I think by that, logically, Arsenal should be feeding off of that and getting their runners on the ball more often and be able to But when you have, I think we should also not take away the fact that Bournemouth have played a very good game so far. Basically, Havertz has not been able to offer anything because they basically caged him. They've drawn him out of position time and time again. Martinelli as well, Gyökeres. So it means at one point of the field you're having those guys who are supposed to be effective for Arsenal. So they are basically being shifted out of position for them to basically do whatever they like. And again, out of to Andoni Raiola, but again, the only reason why I'll be more concerned as an Arsenal fan is the fact that we are not getting on the ball. Arsenal are not getting on the ball, and it means there's so little to what they can basically do without the ball. You can't control without the ball. As Arsenal, yes, defensively they've been doing quite okay, but the strength is for them to attack, and that's the reason why we're here. And if you are not getting goals, we're not getting the league. So I think for me that's the point of concern where Arsenal need to address as much as possible. Yes, don't be too patient in going for broke or trying to getting those line breaking passes and go direct. But the truth is, in as much as all of this is key, you also need to be direct as well as maintain the chaos. That is what Andoni Raiola has been doing well. And it just seems as if Arteta doesn't have an answer. But as time goes on, I think we'll have the nerve once again. Arsenal go ultra direct, and I think that's where it would start to make sense. And Bournemouth should naturally be trying to defend at that point in time, and then they can say, okay, yes, Arsenal are getting the control of the game. But look as if somebody's coming off the bench now and let's see how it pans out eventually.
It might be two people. It looks like early enough in the game, they want to have a bit of technical control.
Yes,
I mean people who can handle the ball and create spaces for you and dribble and do a couple of things. And I think we just might see that early enough. But again, that's how pragmatic I guess they want to be.
They have to
in this situation.
They have to
and make it count for themselves where it matters as far as this one is concerned. Of course, it is 52 minutes. Arsenal 1, Bournemouth 1. Yes, action in the Premier League. And yes, on Football Live, we're bringing you all of it and lots more as the action continues right here. 090 41,889, 090 44,889.
Martinelli is not even trying to engage. I think it's been a poor game from him. The ball basically went from him to Madueke, and I could see the difference. Madueke was trying to beat 1-2, basically being more direct of the two. And when you're having the difference this clear, it is unhealthy. Now Martinelli needs to get off the field and allow probably Eberechi. I think he's been too laid back. It gets the ball where it needs to run. It's not exactly doing anything, just recycle possession, and that's just about it. Okay, Trossard is among those who will be warming up. And I think
it looks like Max Darman too has been told to warm up.
It's good the way he's basically seen it, and it's good. I think it's good because he has to basically up the tempo. Martinelli should be the one who is, should take charge of that even attacking line for all of the pace and the brilliance he has off the pitch. Up that wing. But it's basically been, so blunt this afternoon, and you could tell the reason why the attack from Arsenal has not been exactly sharp. Okay, Arsenal have a corner after a Declan Rice shot towards goal was deflected by a Bournemouth player. Yes, he goes out of play, and Arsenal will definitely take this one. The goalkeeper, got a hand to it, and he came off the head of an Arsenal player, so he goes out for a goal kick. That was an Olympico as well. It looks like that's the first trick these days for them. Curve the ball well enough for it to be threatening. They should go back to what it used to be. I think they have more than enough bodies. Havertz is coming off, and
Noni Madueke is also coming off. Gabriel Martinelli is also coming off.
It's been poor.
3 players, definitely coming off. So it is 3 players who will come on.
Inspiring.
Eze, has come on for Kai Havertz. It is, of course, the man Leandro Trossard who replaces Gabriel Martinelli. And I can tell you that Max Daumann has also come on in for Noni Madueke in this game. So yes, we'll see how that goes. But this could also mean more work for Ben White, because he's having to show that responsibility of Krupi as well as Truffet in this situation. The 2 French guys will be having a go at him. But the advantage is that if a Daumann gets it right, then we have a situation where that, of course, could work for them. But yes, 54 minutes on the clock. 1-1 the scoreline in that game. Yes, 1-1 the scoreline in that game. And 3 subs have been made. Joseph, fresh impetus, different ideas, obviously coming from the manager, because it looks like, you need a range of different guys. These are better ball handlers compared to the guys who have been substituted.
Yes, 100%. And I think more directness. Trossard, business minded, doesn't think it twice. Just go for your guy or go for a goal. And of course, you have Eberechi. It's always going to pick in. He's more decisive in and around the box. And I think Arsenal have had a few times where they felt okay. They should have shots. Declan Rice has had one, and he just went deflected behind for a corner. And I think the more they take many of these initiatives and try to go for it as much as they can from every angle, I think the better the chances of trying to win even the set pieces or the whatever it become, and the better the chances of getting the goals. So I think quite brilliant from Arteta. It's not late. Basically, the changes came in just 8 minutes into the second half of the game. Wow.
Look, again, overdoing it from the back, because there were guys available that should have been given that pass.
No, I think it's come on.
Gabriel knew that guy was already pressing him, and the guy was too close to the goalkeeper. He passed it back to the goalkeeper, and then the goalkeeper tried to take a shot, and then he came off Evan Nielsen. That would have been 2-1 easily. He goes out for a goal kick.
Raya should be more serious.
Yes.
He was trying to, I don't know if that's just a skill move for the YouTube, or I do not know. But
come on,
this is not the time to lose concentration.
Come on, that was not necessary. I know the man was already pressing you, and you wanted to make a good pass, but come on.
Now.
Okay, that's it. Of course, 56 minutes. It is still 1-1 in that game, and we did inform you that Arsenal have made 3 changes in the game so far. And yes, let's see what the possibilities will be as far as this one is concerned. But it is 1-1 right there. Of course, do not forget that we're talking the running for the title race. And yes, the final 7 games for the Gunners in their B2B Champions of England starts today. And so far in the game, we're approaching the hour mark. It is 1-1 the scoreline in the game. Bournemouth have actually shown that they can play without fear. Maybe, of course, this would want to force us not to commit more men into the area, talking about the defensive third, and see what will possibly happen. But again, sometimes just too casual on the ball, and then they leave more to be desired as far as the expectations are concerned.
Yeah, they leave much to be desired, and I think with basically how we've done out so far, again, I expect that, majority of everything we've been expecting should, play out in the next 3 minutes or so. We should have more, basically the guys will be more serious. I'm talking about people from the defense side, and I think the more it wears on, I just want to see Arsenal get more that directness. Trossard has been, I think probably even better than what we've seen from Martinelli. It's been, putting in the defensive shift as well. So I think it's, very vital that, try to, even without even the ball, you need to communicate the right, energy to the rest of the team. This is, go for it territory, and they absolutely have to. They have to at this point in time, and wherever it comes from.
Let's see how that goes as far as this one is concerned, because Bournemouth against Arsenal. Yes, 58 minutes. It is 1-1 right there, and definitely Max Dalman's push on Truffet goes out for a foul against Arsenal. Yes, he goes for a foul against Arsenal, as Bournemouth, of course, would look to restart. We're approaching the hour mark in the game. It is still 1-1 the scoreline, and definitely action as it continues right there in the Premier League. Yes, this game, on Football Live. In Turkey, 3-0, but Başakşehir still lead. And I can tell you also that it is action going on elsewhere. It is 2-2 and almost a half-time in the game between Sociedad and Alaves. Alaves have led twice in this game, and they've been pegged back twice. Although there's been 2 own goals in this match, actually. Yes, 2 own goals. Alaves benefited from an own goal, and then themselves also considered an own goal in this game. Again, one thing that this has robbed the Arsenal guys of is the fact that now you're bringing on technical players who, of course, can make decisions for you.
Yeah.
But you do not have a lot of runners. Trossard is not the quickest. Neither is Dalman.
Yeah, but I think it's a payoff for... Maybe I look at that non-Madueke. Maybe it's the only change I would probably say. It confuses me because, it's been pretty much lively, up until it was taking off. Not exactly sure what you expect from Max Dalman, but again, you look at the abilities of these guys. I think they make better decisions most times, but again, I don't think Noni Madueke has basically done anything to be taken off. So I think the decision or the style, the pattern or the system right about now is try as much as possible to get the ball, work it up to the final third, and sustain possession. So when you sustain possession, you'll be able to, basically get a hang of how you want to, in terms of the, decision. You don't have to run so much, and, you basically can probably get a go from, some of those key decision makers that you just brought on. So I think it's about the right way. But this is a game where Bournemouth have not, relented. They've not relented. They keep plugging at you. And you would expect that, okay, you still need those runners in case of a counter-attacking opportunity. So you could, you use that as well as expose their backline. But so far, I think this is the kind of game you expect that.
That guy had such a good run. Why did he go down in the box just like that?
I think it's a great work from Trossard. I'm not sure he was even trying to look for the penalty.
Yeah, but the moment he felt the guy, he just went down, and the referee said, get up. He probably should have done better.
Yeah, he should have done better. But I think Trossard came in hard on him, and good defense. He didn't give so much away, and he basically met him, physicality for physicality, which in this case it was not found, stronger than Trossard. I think it's just good one again from Trossard.
Okay, let's of course get right into it. Arsenal, of course, are still pushing with Bournemouth, of course, not leaving anything to chance themselves. Also replying in equal measure, hoping that they too can push. And yes, it stays 1-1. 62 minutes. Yes, can we see anything? Can anything change anytime soon? We are waiting, definitely, as far as this one is concerned. 090-41,089, 090-44,089. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, guys.
Yes, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. President, I greet you. My name is Adekunle.
Adekunle, you're welcome.
It's a nice day of football this weekend. And Arsenal are doing what we know them to do. They are trying to bottle this league. And I will not be happy if they don't go on with all 3 points in this match. So far, it is not looking good. For Bournemouth, have even taken it. They have already thrown alarm bells. The alarm bells are already started ringing when Bournemouth took that lead. And so far, Arsenal are not impressive enough. It's still early days. We have like 30 minutes to go. Anything can happen. But can Arsenal win this game? Yes. Can they lose it? Yes. Could it end in a draw? Yes. They are not. I'm a United fan, and I really want Arsenal to win this fight, even if it's just for this season, because it's really come a long way. I won't lie. I'm not one of those haters. Arteta has really. I am one of those that like the young coaches to take control after given enough time. How I wish all these rubbish Man U pundits, old ex-players can just rally around and back Michael Carrick. This was exactly what happened his first week with United. If they had prevailed on the board then to have left Carrick, probably he would be on the same level with Arteta, and we've seen what Arteta has done so far. Only that it's squeaky bump time right now. If Arsenal don't take out 3 points, and then the next match is the big one, away at City. Although City themselves did not scratch everything, but going to the Etihad next week, it will make or mar Arsenal season. Because the quadruple before, now it's just 2. And then the 2 self. This one, the best is the one I believe they have their hands on, but they shouldn't let it slip away.
Okay.
The Champions League, they still got some bad teams up there. PSG, Bayern, Barcelona. Though Barcelona have an upgrade task. Atletico are a very troublesome, tricky team as well. So, Premiership is what Arsenal is not focus on. It's not points 10 or even 3, and then next week it won't be easy. City are already smelling blood, and if they allow City to catch up with them.
All right, let's wrap it up now. Okay, thank you, Adekunle. Thank you so much for that one. Yes, 66 minutes on the clock. 1-1 still the scoreline. There was a situation where Victor Gyökeres had the ball in the back of the net, but he was well offside. Yes, he was offside. Had that pass from, deep in from Ben White, who, of course, supplied that good pass. But Ryan Christie, of conceding a penalty, has had a good shot towards the Arsenal goal. And that, of course, has gone out of play for an Arsenal goal kick, as Bournemouth would once again prepare to make a change. Yes, they are first on the day. Now, you want to start asking questions about what is it exactly that they try to do with this build out of the back and sometimes it looks really ridiculous. I mean, you're trying to make sense of it, and it just doesn't click.
Well, I really do not know. And I think it's even more ridiculous because you leave it too late until you get absolutely crowded. And come on. I think they're taking this too far. It's just too far. I think you just need to make the decisions as quick as possible. You should not be caught in those moments. I mean, this is the same riot that has been caught out one time. And it was just, I don't know, by sheer luck. I mean, if that ball had just come in half an inch closer, to the inside, to the inside of the inside facing of the guy's, foot. This is not what we have, because he would have been able to control it, or even at least ricocheted probably into the net. I don't think you should be taking all of these risks. It is just absolutely not necessary. I don't know. I really don't know what he's trying to do. I don't know.
Okay, Bournemouth had their first corner of the game. Yes, took the corner. It was a grounder. They took it through the ground, but Martin Zubimendi intercepted quickly after the Bournemouth player, of course, had a first touch on the ball. But Martin Zubimendi has intercepted and cleared it to safety, of course, in the game as action continues. Of course, let's let you know that it is 68 minutes right now. And yes, it is still 1-1 in the fixture between Arsenal and Bournemouth. Where will this go? Yes, of course, we're getting into that moment, of course, where the nerves will probably start telling. Or, of course, we'll be looking at, a good shot there by Declan Rice, but it looks like Petrovic got a hand to it.
Yeah.
Looks like Petrovic got a hand to it. It was from outside the box. That was... Oh, yes, he got a hand to it. Was it going out of play? It looks like it was going out, but the goalkeeper had to ensure safety and got fingertips to it for an Arsenal corner in the game. 1-1 the scoreline, 69 minutes corner for Arsenal. Joseph.
Yeah, and... it's started to get to that point where it's getting nervy. That was speculative effort, yes, but I mean, really well measured.
It was good irrespective.
Yes, it was a very good one. And is it not even more concerning that Arsenal yet to cover a big chance in this game so far? But they will absolutely go for it now, and hopefully they'll be able to get it. But again, Bournemouth have had a really good game defensively, and I think that's just how it is so far. But I think they need to start taking more of those speculative efforts if they want to get in it, because the goalkeeper has largely been untroubled, and I think at this point in time they absolutely need to start getting the pile drivers and basically shooting from range. Okay,
now Bournemouth are about to introduce two guys in the defensive midfield position. It looks like, of course, they want to keep it as tight as possible. One winger and one DM. Ryan Christie is coming off, and Ryan, the Brazilian, is also coming off in this game. Ryan Christie, of course, has been the captain since the game started. And Tyler Adams is about to come on in now as well. And you have another Bournemouth player being introduced at a point in time where, of course, you would expect that they need a bit of solidity. I guess they are doing the job. They honestly do not want to concede at this point in time. Brooks. Yes, Brooks is the man who comes in for Bournemouth in this game. We know what he offers in situations like this, from set pieces, from throws, from corners, and what we could possibly see as far as this one is concerned. So yes, which way will it go? We are definitely waiting. 70 minutes on the clock. It is 1-1 the scoreline in the game between Arsenal and Bournemouth. Premier League action. And yes, certainly going down. Still Football Live, 71 minutes on the clock. Joseph, of course, we're still looking at this particular game, and both managers might be looking at, what they could do differently now. I know that we've talked about the introduction of some players and how these players have affected the game, but the effect these players have actually had on the game has sort of waned a little now. And it looks like we're back to how the game started.
Yes, and again, a bit more... These guys are not runners, the new guys are not just they are not runners, yes. But again, I think it's just a case of trying to be ahead of that of time when he brought those players on. To be very honest, I thought at this point in time would see us now being more dominant. And I think it just goes down to how, I don't know, Iraola has basically played out this game. Because
could they be playing with the handbrakes, knowing that the job in the first leg, Arsenal, knowing the job in the first leg against Sporting was not really done, and they have to do everything possible to make sure, okay, this time around you have to get it right and see how it goes.
Oh well, I actually don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's basically tried to play safe in the first 10 minutes or so.
They were all over the place. Bournemouth had a counter-attack earlier, and of course that didn't go. Shot from Tyler Adams was blocked by Declan Rice. By Leandro Trossard, and yes, it looks like okay, they are back to they are back to their 40 build-up again.
Now it feels as if Arsenal are the ones. I don't know. They are the ones defending. Or they are the ones. You're
not leading by 3 goals.
You are not even leading at all.
You're not leading. Exactly. I'm saying, if you had that kind of goal cushion,
yes,
you probably want to say, okay, let's force the opponent to come at us.
Yes.
And let's do all of these nice things and hope that they will come at us and then we'll get the advantage. But in this case, that's not what is happening. So what exactly are you trying to do?
Well, I just believe, again, try as much as possible to get a hold of the ball for an extended period of time. I think, everything settles in and you get that momentum off of Bournemouth, because it feels as if they believe they could still go for something. Yes, they should draw at this point in time 1-0, and the best form of defense is to attack. But I think the more you get the ball, try as much as possible to get sustained possession. I think, that momentum will calm down a little bit for Bournemouth.
Okay, let's see how that goes and if things could change from here on. But it looks like Arsenal are about to, of course, we might have seen the last of Ben White in this game, as Christian Mosquera is being readied to come in this game for the Gunners right at the Emirates. Right there, it is 74 minutes on the clock and it is 1-1. Yes, action in the Premier League on Football Live. Yes, early kickoff. And it's just some 2 minutes past 2, and we are definitely still taking you closer to the action. And yes, Bournemouth, yes, they have scored again. Bournemouth! Same casual build-up play by Arsenal. He played into the hands of Bournemouth, and Brooks was just coming in. There was nobody in the defense line. Yes, he ran clear on goal, and he got that shot on target. Bournemouth are back in front. Joseph. There is no way back in for Arsenal in this game.
No, I see. Well, we'll possibly try to force it out to a draw
in now, 15 minutes. I'm not seeing that thing they have done all game. There's nothing wrong with whacking that ball forward and waiting for the guys to come at you. Fantastic job there by Brooks. Brooks, of course, got a good pass. Saliba was out of position. Zubimendi couldn't track the guy. Of course, he was late. If he had taken that one, he probably would have been the last man, and then it would be a red card. But yes, good one by Andoni Iraola. This is the 15 minutes of their season. Arsenal have got to respond in the best way possible, and so far that hasn't been the case.
Anyway, good one, Scott. For I don't know, the way it's basically been for Arsenal, they've not exactly done so much to say they want to win this game.
Exactly.
You're not creating the chances, and you are being too patient on when you're trying to build up. I don't know. It communicates to the opponents that we can absolutely kill them. It doesn't even feel as if they know what is going on. Arsenal.
I was already going to suggest that it was looking like Zubimendi was getting really tired. And maybe you want a no guard at that point in time, a guy who's fresh, who could probably just sit deep and let Declan Rice play in the advanced position alongside Eze. But of course, now you made it twice as hard for yourself by, of course, conceding a second goal at a point where everyone was expecting that, okay, you would possibly go for the kill and just, of course, get the job done. You have gone from possibly going for a kill to chasing the game once again.
The mistake, is basically made so far. Dalman has not affected anything in this game, and I felt Madueke was having a good time, up until that. Yes, not so much in terms of output or even creating a lot of chances, but it looked as if it was the only spark in that attack. And then I think he has basically blunted it. We were talking about them slowing down the game, Arsenal, but again, I would understand because Ateta would look at it from the angle of we should be able to keep these guys. I mean, Eberechi can basically do possession, and the rest of the guys Trossard. So it means you want to build up, at least sustain that pressure until they somehow get crack, and then you have some way into that defense. But in every honesty, it's not exactly worked according to plan right about now, and I don't know if I should feel pity for him, but he has not exactly made the best decision. He has not made the best decision, and I think they were far too lenient and far too passive in areas of this
pretty
game.
Casual in some parts of this game. I think you can say that without having to apologize. Yes, of course, 77 minutes on the clock. Bournemouth lead Arsenal 2-1. Yes, at the Emirates. It is action, of course, in the race for the Premier League. And we've seen the first yellow card of this game, by the way. Yes, we've seen the first yellow card of this game. But too many touches in a place where you could have probably made a quick decision.
Yeah, better decision. That's the reason why you are in the game. I mean,
a cross across the face of goal.
Just do it sharply.
I mean, it probably will even come off an opponent. As long as he crosses the line, a goal is a goal. But, I mean, too many touches there, it goes out for a goal kick. I think Bournemouth has done enough. They have done well to leave the Emirates with at least a point.
Yeah.
On the part of Arsenal, it's been... they've not exactly turned it up. For a time where you expected that, okay, this should be a time of the season where you're making these count for yourself, especially your home games. It doesn't get any easier with City, and then you have, I think, Newcastle before Fulham. All of these are still potential banana skin where you can still drop points, but one would expect that, okay, win this one first things first, and then let's see how things progress. But 12 minutes to the end of this game, Arsenal trailing by 2-1.
Yeah, they're not just trailing. There's basically been no inspiration from anywhere. I think it's even more concerning that the likes of Trossard should be having better at this as well. I don't know. I think it's just been so tepid of a display from them as a unit, not even from each of the players. And I think you'd need players who would grab the game by the scuff of the night and basically try to. It was close for us now.
Alex Scott, of course, the scorer right there, but Arsenal almost scored from an opportunity right there.
They need to take more risks.
I mean, they certainly not. Max Dahman was the one who got the cross. The goalkeeper got a punch at it. Victor Gyökeres, of course, took a shot, but it also took a deflection and went out for a corner in this game. It's Arsenal's sixth corner in the game against Bournemouth. As far as this one is concerned, they trailed 2-1, and that I can tell you as we enter the 79th minute in this game. Arsenal, yes, 1, Bournemouth 2. Of course, action coming in the Premier League. Early kickoff for the game that we've seen today. 80 minutes on the clock, and yes, the yellow cards will fly now. Victor Gyökeres has been booked. Yes, he's been booked in this game. That looks a foul, but I don't think it's a yellow card. No, shoved the player off the ball, which is clearly okay, but it's a foul. Okay, 09041,089, 09044,089. Let's take your thoughts at this point in time. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello,
good afternoon. Welcome.
I greet you, Joseph.
I greet you. Welcome.
Yes. Daniel Desmond, they call.
Okay, welcome.
Football is gradually leaving Emirates Stadium, and Arsenal players, I don't know where they play again. You get it in I want talk, but Arsenal fans no go like me. See, make I tell you, Vicky, Arsenal are very, very low, as in they are very, very
lucky.
They should just even thank the God of football or God of soccer. Because if not because they are already 9 points ahead of Man City, before they are losing from like this and losing confidence now. That Man City is picking points and Man City is on top of the game. Because I cannot tell me you beat Arsenal 2-0 and beat Liverpool 4-0, 6 goals without conceding, and you tell me that team is not informed. Arsenal should just be just grateful that they are 9 points ahead now. If not, that will tell you that this season they will not win this league. Even the Champions League, they are winning. Okay, just imagine against Everton, it took them how many minutes before the game they could score 2 goals, Against the Real Madrid, they play 1-1. He takes them from bench. Kayava from bench to come and Madrosi from bench to come and call that penalty that they equalize. The same thing against Sporting Lisbon. That minute they could even do the 1 goal. So for me, football is gradually living out now, but they don't want to understand and they don't want to accept it. If not because of the kind of
how does football live? How does it live?
Been out of championship like this. If it's any of this Premier League, they would have been beating them out of that Champions League. So for me, they should just thank their God. If not, this league, they will not win it. But I still think they will still win it. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. You said they will win it, but they will not win it. I'm not sure. You need to stay one place, so that it's not a case of I talk and say they no go win now, but they still win now because I talk and say they go win now. No, do one like that. Let's hear from you. And yes, let's exactly tell us what you're trying to say and let it be as clear as possible. Okay? Yes, 09041,089, 09044,889. And yes, let's go for it and take more of the contributions on the show. What would anybody say that this potential loss is down to right now? Because one cannot exactly put it together to say, okay, I think really the players didn't show up.
Yeah, I
think they didn't show up.
Yeah.
They didn't want it enough. Maybe a lot of maybe the nerves. I mean, it's not out of place to suggest that nerves could be a problem. Yes, it's not out of place to suggest that nerves could be a problem in this situation. 83 minutes. Yes, Arsenal have a corner. Yes, after a defender blocked Victor Gyökeres's cross. Yes, in the game. It is 83 minutes and Arsenal, yes, they trail by 2-1 in action in the Premier League. In the Serie A, Cagliari against Cremonese is goalless. Torino have taken the lead against Verona in that game already. Yes, Torino have taken the lead against Verona in that game already. Yes, I can tell you that for certain. And they keep going for this Olympico cross. This time around, he crosses it straight for, was it another corner?
Yes,
it's another corner. The goalkeeper got a hand to it and it goes out for a corner. 84 minutes. Yes, squeaky bomb time, no doubt about that. And nerve-wracking minutes. Yes, the nerve-wracking minutes of this game right now. And Petrovic once again, yes, got a hand to it and prevented it from causing any problem in the game. Yes, it is still 2-1. Arsenal trailing against Bournemouth in the Premier League. Yes, early kickoff. 9 points, of course, could shrink further as far as this one is concerned, because City will definitely be saying to themselves, if we win tomorrow and then we beat Arsenal, we are back in the race. Yes, we are back in the race. And Timothy Toth is about to come on in. Yes, the young star he got from Ferencváros is about to come on in. And yes, in this game, yes, Alex Brooks' goal. Yes, Alex Brooks' goal has given the opponent the lead in this game as we approach 85 minutes right there at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal trail 1-0. And yes, it is Football Live. This message here says, good afternoon, guys in the studio. Colin Suzoma Wakwe from Onitsha. It says, you guys are doing a great job. If Arsenal doesn't control this game in the second half, it might be a draw. Well, they are actually losing right now. So maybe it will not exactly be a draw. It might be a loss for the Gunners. If it gets to a point where you're beginning to trust a 16-year-old to bail you out, there's a lot of problems there.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems, and not much should be expected of a kid. It's not as if this is not to say maybe he's talented or not. This is not a question of talent, but this kind of
this is a mentality situation.
Yes, this is where you need to plug at it.
Yes, again, once or twice he can come and do that, but
that is when you are in a winning position.
Yes.
Not the kind of high tension moment where everything absolutely depends on this game. And to be honest, I think that would be the gaffe so far in this game.
Ooh, okay. Gabriel Jesus got a header from a Max Darman cross, and Petrovic, of course, was right there again to tip it over the bar for a corner. Yes, certainly not taking any chances there. and not leaving anything to chance as far as this one is concerned. So yes, it stays 2-1, and it's yet another corner for Arsenal in the game against Bournemouth. Yes, of course, I can tell you that right now. It is 2-1. Yes, the away team lead in this game. We've had situations where we talked about how difficult the month of April is for Arsenal, and they're playing the very first Premier League game in this month, and it is certainly also not looking good for them right now. So yes, will the course of the month of April continue for Mikel Arteta and his team, or you think they can possibly turn this around? Yes, I think the play has actually been all over the place. Just moments where you're depending on the players to do one or two things. It doesn't look like it is rehearsed or orchestrated towards taking advantage of the weaknesses of the opponent, if you've spotted any. It just looks like, okay, you know what, let's go with the flow. If we move it this way, we'll move it that way. 88 minutes, of course, Bournemouth lead 2-1 in this game. Joseph.
Well, and it's basic. I don't know if it was the plan, because certainly now it has not, worked now. Because again, I think the reason I would probably allude to, them losing, potentially losing this game is the fact that they did not take initiative to start with. They were not, they didn't take enough risks. And I think at this point in time of the season, you absolutely have to be doing
the
all
risks
of those
they took were unnecessary.
Yes.
You were taking risks with building out of the back and making all of those.
The risk should be coming from the front. Take the shots. Try as much as dribble. If that is what will get you over the line, do whatever you think. Just don't think twice about it. I think, especially from the angle of the shot, because I look at the quality of the shots they've had. I think twice from outside of the area. The goalkeeper struggled to get. Apart from that, Declan Rice. One happened a few minutes ago, from a Gabriel Jesus header. So it means you can try as much as possible to also even, attack the goalkeeper. Let him know. Maybe a spill therefore to lead to a rebound. Somebody in there could be lurking around to, I think, it just marks of, no intensity, and, they are not. They don't want to go for it. I don't know the reason why this is, the issue, but they should be having it. They should be having it. They should take more risks.
Okay, not taking more risk in this situation, and it is a foul. Gabriel was practically playing as a striker in this case. It looks like he fouled the player in the process. He got in the box and maybe forgot his job and went for a defensive block rather than a shot at goal. And yes, Senesi. Yes, Gabriel, of course, went for a defensive block there and fouled the player. Yes, he fouled the player instead of putting it in the back of the net. And that, I can tell you, another chance gone for Arsenal. 90 minutes now. 90 minutes in the game. Arsenal 1, Bournemouth 2. Yes, it is now 90 minutes. And yes, nail-biting minutes, of course, at this time. And this is a time where you probably wish for a draw and just say, you know what, give us a draw and let's just go. But guess what? Bournemouth are bringing on more attacking players. Yes, Unal is about to come on in at this point in time. I think they've managed the game well. They've managed the game so well. You may want to make all the excuse to say that, they are a well-rested team. While that is an established fact, I think Bournemouth have managed the game very, very well. And with the quality of the subs they are making right now, it's just so impressive to see. On the other side, Coventry City, it is still goalless in that game, and it is also 90 minutes. Yes, it is 90 minutes in that game, and Coventry City have not found the back of the net. A draw for that game is about 9 odds in that fixture right there. But of course, while Arsenal might be throwing in the kitchen sink, 5 minutes have been added. They could also potentially lose it at the back, because they are leaving themselves light at the back in this game, and Bournemouth are introducing some attacking players. For a coach who talks about how they need to bring the noise, how they need to go with the intensity, how this is a beautiful moment, I know that for any time Arteta talks about beautiful moment, just know that he's just trying to pad up things. Things are not exactly looking good for them. But at a time when things are looking like this, who do you call upon? What do you do? What would you say is the problem? And how do you even expect a response? I thought by the 1-0 you got against Sporting CP, maybe you've turned the corner a little, and you'll be looking at, you know what, let's have a go at these guys and make sure we just do the right thing and keep it going. But in this case, you've trailed twice. You've trailed twice. It doesn't exactly look good for you. And of course, you know that City are red on your heels, except of course they don't do their own job. And this is a time where City usually like to finish as strong as possible. So yes, the 9 points gap all of a sudden is not looking like it is anything anymore, because you're not taking advantage of it. You are not extending it. There were talks about a possible 12 points gap before City will play tomorrow. Well, of course, you are leaving it at the same 9, and that is certainly not good for you.
And City gets a win. They also win their game in hand.
Yes.
Well, I think
City gets a win. They win a game in hand. They also have you to play against.
They'll be smiling at their luck.
Yes, you're definitely building the pressure. You're definitely building the pressure for City in the running. Okay, Victor Gyökeres, what was he complaining about there? They didn't connect to the ball. Was it a handball?
The ball was in natural position. I mean, hand was in its natural position.
Okay, okay. And then there would be no problem then, because he was expecting that the referee would look at it. But yes, that would not account for anything
even up until
at this point in time.
It doesn't feel as if...
Yes, and Bournemouth, of course, still going for it. Yes, Tavernier almost got another goal there, but the shot was wide off the mark. I think it ends here. I mean, maybe not the title race, but this particular game, yes. There's nothing the Arsenal guys are throwing at Bournemouth that is different from what they've done so far in the entirety of this game. Maybe a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but that was so casual. Victor Gyökeres, that was so casual. That was practically 2-2. That was 2-2. How did he miss that? Okay, well, another chance goes a-begging for the Gunners. And Joseph, City are back in the title race.
They are back. Run from it. Don't agree. At some point, you come.
Yeah, that's what destiny is.
Yes, it looks like they're definitely back. I think winning the next game, you could actively say yes. Manchester City have a real possibility of winning this one. The momentum is on their side. They are having good run of results. Yes, you can't trust them still, but I mean those are what the numbers are saying. Arsenal, on the other hand, are also making it easy for them. So, based on the momentum, the form, and everything, it looks as if they are not even under pressure. It's pressure Arsenal, and all of this psychological edge is basically for Manchester City. So they are just waiting for them to just spill, get whatever they could from the Etihad. Most probably we will try to win it.
Okay, now things that happen before a problem comes. This time around, Arsenal goalkeeper has gone for a corner, and Declan Rice to take the corner. Everyone is in the box, including David Raya. I know you're chasing the game. Throw everything at it as much as possible. But is that something you want to do at this point in time?
Well, they have nothing to lose. So.
They have nothing to lose. Worst case scenario, you're still going to concede a goal, and it's still 3 points you're going to lose out on. So maybe that, of course, is the case. We've not seen Eze being at his sharpest. Maybe, of course... because he's just come back from an injury, and there are still concerns. But offside in the build-up, of course, right there. It's definitely going to end like this.
Yeah.
Definitely going to end like this.
We just have about
the fans, of course, are already leaving. The fans are already leaving. But yes, I think for the amount of excuses we've made for this team, for the coach, and all the rest, in situations where it matters. Because again, I think by extension, first things first, from the coaches and the players, they are responsible for why the fans are not so confident when you look at the running.
Yeah.
They say, the nerves are going to kick in. Yes. You've not done anything to say, no, it's not the season the nerves will kick in. We can correct this and go on and be better. These guys are beating you last season at home. They're doing it again this season at home. And as far as this situation is concerned, you're looking at what is happening to these Arsenal guys, and you're saying to yourself that the reason why people always have doubts about Arsenal not being able to finish strong is because when it gets to a situation like this where you simply should have taken advantage, you let it slip. And then so those who say they doubt that you can go over the line and get the job done, those are the guys you are giving problems.
Yeah, you're giving them problems, and the fact it restates. In the fact, it makes it almost
2-1 full time. Arsenal have lost to Bournemouth 2-1. Yeah, you were saying.
Yeah, and I think it's further fuels all of that. Yeah, at this point in time, you could possibly not say this is not from the position of banter or even hate. It is just based on what is, and probably continues to be, because you can't look at this Arsenal and say, okay, this is exactly the problem why they are not winning the league title once again. You talk about the quality of the squad, it's there. The depth of the squad, it is there. And sometimes I just feel, I don't think, in my honest opinion, I don't think Arteta is doing anything wrong, because it brings a new alternative way to win games, and you cannot have this kind of display, the likes of Martinelli, and I don't think it's a championship winning mentality the way they've just displayed. Yeah, this probably would not happen again. I mean, this probably is I don't know. I hope it is a one-off, because they did not come to party at all. That is just how bad it is. They just did not play the same players you would expect. Okay, they will shoot from every angle. I don't know. Maybe Arteta is again. They're probably saying, okay, we just need to calm down and not take too much risks. I do not know. But many of these guys have played more games that I felt they've taken more chances at even sometimes when the odds are against them to take shots and even score. Zubimendi has basically been handicapped. You're not seeing him take the risk of going forward to take the shot. Martinelli is not running quite as much. What's his name? Gyökeres, yes, he continue to fight, but that's his game again. You also have to applaud what Bournemouth have basically done. At no point did they allow Arsenal to the counter-attacking, the counter-pressing, even the press in the first instance. I think it's been really much impressive for me, and the fact that they did not at any point even back down. They understood that we could get the most out of this game. They've done that, and I think again sometimes you have to applaud the opponents. But tonight, I mean, this afternoon, it seems as if Arsenal did not just come to the party. 090-41,089, 090-44,089. Let's go for the post-match reactions as far as this one is concerned, and hear from you on Football Live. Yes. 3 points lost. Home games were, of course, a lot of the analysts said they could win the home games and go on to finish strong and get the job done. There's a certain number of matches you will lose and you'll be out of the title race. What was keeping them was that they've only lost 3 this season. That's the 4th game gone down now. Hello, good afternoon. Sports Radio, good afternoon to you. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Yes, welcome. Yes, welcome.
Yeah. People are forgetting that.
What's your name? Tell us your name, please.
Run of form.
Tell us your name, please.
Yeah, John.
Okay, John.
Yeah, so like I said, Bournemouth are in a good run of form. That before the game, they have been, I think, 10 or 11 match unbeaten. So currently in the league, they are one of the most informed teams. So I think Arsenal underestimated them. From the lineup, from beginning, when I saw the lineup, I knew that I think Arteta underestimated Bournemouth at all. Because he was putting some of his substitutes in agenda for the second leg against Sporting. He should have just used his first team, his best players.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Underrated the team, or just Bournemouth being all around better on the day. Credit where it is due. Bournemouth, of course, fought for this, gave it their best, and yes, 3 points they have taken from this game. What that does for them is that it puts Bournemouth in a place where they can still qualify for Europe, as they have moved to 9th. Yes, they have now moved to 9th on the table. Although they played 1 game more than the other teams in that area. Fulham, Brighton, Sunderland, Newcastle. And even 2 games more than Crystal Palace. But as it stands, Bournemouth are only 4 points actually. 4 points away from a top 5 finish.
because they have 45. Everton has, Everton, they have 46. Brentford 46 and Chelsea 48. So yes, the action continues right here. Let's take more of your thoughts on the show. Yes, it is come and gone, and yes, full time. Bournemouth won against Arsenal, 2-1. Yes, the boos definitely ringing out at the Emirates Stadium. A full time whistle goes. Yes, as the full time whistle went in that game, fans of course will not be happy, but credit to Bournemouth, they got your job done. The title race is back on. Make no mistake. Hello, good evening. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome.
This is John from Jackson.
Okay, let's hear you.
This house now should collect league like this.
Okay, please make your contributions. Don't be asking us questions. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Good afternoon. Okay, try again to hear us, to reach us. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Yes, good afternoon to everybody in the studio.
Welcome.
Yes, my name is Mr. Brad. I'm an icon of Manchester City.
Okay,
yes.
Found your voice again.
For me, Arsenal don't try well because, yes, they have the team very well, but what people know understand is that many people don't give back to their brain, but they say yes. For more Arsenal for corner, you don't finish. And they don't finish. I know the people are going to see at the match fan or not. But for more Arsenal for corner, at this last stage of the season, Arsenal know they play well again. Now only corner. And as a start now, the pressure is on them. You remember that the end the start the meet and the end might start the meet as a start now. Arsenal know the favourites to win the UCL. Yes, they don't try about now the finishing and the cocoa because one thing we must know how to do is to finish the season strong. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you for that one as well. Let's take some of the contributions coming in. This one says, hello guys in the studio. I'm not sure if it is my observation, but it seems like early kickoff matches often come with a sense of disappointment or setback. Babatunde from the UK. For which team in particular? Arsenal? Maybe. This one here says, good afternoon, Vicky and Joseph. This is Victor. I always say that Arsenal make it easy to banter them. I just thank God I didn't take them to win on my ticket. Let's take this one from Tosin. He says, what champions again? I thought the buzz about Arsenal players are not going for the international call was to stay refreshed and sharp and win all the matches. Or what was it for? I think this is certainly a mix-up. Some of the players who missed out in the international break are still not back.
Yeah.
Some of the players who missed out are still not back. Nkapie is not back. Timber is not back. Saka is not back. Let's see. Declan Rice missed a game, the FA Cup game, before he was able to play. Yes, I think some of the guys were not back. Are still not back. So again, it's just, it is what it is. I'm not sure if that's the excuse, but leave it. Arteta should go after this season. This guy, these guys failed him woefully. Okay, let's take this on. He says Arteta should just leave, whether he wins the league or not. Yes, nothing still lands in 6 years plus. Still don't know when to rotate or just make make a starting 11 like a League One coach. Fiz, this one is coming from you. This one says, hi Brilla. Yes, good morning to you guys. I just the pity Zainab and yes, the other Brilla Arsenal fans family at large. They will be roasted on Monday. They enjoy now. From Canada, I guess. Yes. Let's of course take this one. It says, hello guys. Yes, Arsenal have lost, but can City capitalize on the loss? This is not the first time that we have seen this in the season. Arsenal fans, Farabale is not yet done. OBD from Manchester. This one is coming from you. This other one here says, good afternoon, my brothers in the studio. Yes, KC from First Act Extension. I'm so excited. Football life, they give me joy. Bournemouth, they give me joy. I don't mind make them beat Man City tomorrow. I'm a bona fide blue up Bournemouth, of course. This one says, good afternoon. My name is Destiny. I think Arteta and his boys should bow out this season. Martinelli, Trossard, Odegaard, Saka. You can't win with these guys, okay? Let's take this on. He says, good afternoon, guys. This is Tosin, the world champion. And I'm very sure this isn't new to Arsenal OGs. The new supporters, I'm sure, might be feeling bad and strange right now, but the OGs are used to this. Of course, let's go on for more of the comments right here. Why are you saving the banter till Monday? The guy who sent a message to say they will roast them on Monday. Why are you saving it till Monday? If you do it today, is it bad? This one says, good afternoon, Arsenal doing ABC, Arsenal Bottling Company. It says, fumbling their way from quadruple to trouble to Lou from the UK. This one here says, good afternoon, brother. Arteta is a fraud. Yes, the earlier they get him out of the team, the better. He and the Arsenal team can never get out of this bottle mentality. He cannot motivate the team to win a crucial game. Bring your lunch, bring your dinner. Liar, Steve from Glasgow. This one, of course, is coming from you. This one here, Josh from Badagry says, but Man United played this team and got a draw. And our rivals almost nailed Carrick and the boys on the tree. Okay. This one says, banter is sweet on Mondays. Please, let's keep it till then. Okay, Tosin. He says it's sweet on Mondays, that banter are sweet on Mondays. Really? Mondays, people are busy at work. I'm not sure what Monday banter does. But yes, there you have it. Action have kicked off in the Bundesliga. Yes, Dortmund against Bayer Leverkusen, Heidenheim against Union Berlin, and RB Leipzig against Borussia Mönchengladbach. Of course, you have the game between Wolfsburg and Eintracht Frankfurt. All kicking off at the same time. Was 7 minutes into those games respectively. Yes, we will definitely, of course, take you closer to the action. In the Czech Republic, yes, Bohemians against Zlín is 1-1, and Jablonec against Ostrava is also 1-1 in that game. I'd like to hear what the reaction will be from the coach. If something that Arsenal are just allowing to happen, yes, it is something that they are allowing to happen. They are not taking control and seizing the moment. City know what they have to do, and they will get their hands down and start getting the results. And that, for me, is where it is going to be really, really telling. Especially knowing that you have City to play next week. The ideal situation would have been leave everything on the pitch today. Get your 3 points. Wait for the game against Sporting CP to come on Wednesday. You already know that you have at least a slight advantage. So when those guys come, they would probably want to run at you, and you would want to pick the spaces and see whatever you can do. Again, a lot of the guys don't look sharp. And I know that when you're playing at this level, you cannot be 100%. You cannot be 100% with the fitness and every other thing that comes with it. So yes, people will raise questions. People will ask all the questions about, why is the team not playing this way? Why does it appear like they are sluggish? It appears as if they are playing with the handbrakes. But I think at this point in time, it's a case of these guys pushing, and probably not being able to give what they don't have. Again, for a lot of these England players, I'm already thinking that the World Cup is going to be crazy. A lot of these guys will not come to the party. And Thomas Tuchel will be criticized heavily for that. But I'm not sure what he can do when some of his main guys going into the end of the season, Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham, Saka, Morgan Rogers, Bukayo Saka, and all of these guys, they are not exactly at that level where you say these guys are really firing. Rhys James is injured. We're not sure of the version that will come back. And, it's just all speculations here and there. And if you are losing at home to Bournemouth, trust me, you're going to also have Fulham at home. You're also going to have Newcastle at home. These were also some of the guys you played towards the end of last season at home. Even though you lost the Bournemouth game, you won against Newcastle, you won against Fulham. But yes, it was a nervy run to have finished second last season. And this time around, it looks like that could also be the case again. As, yes, you have given this away and the pressure starts telling. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello, Vicky Rivakano.
Yes, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you from here.
Welcome.
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon. Go on.
Okay. My name is Federico Valverde. That's why I say no Chelsea, no football. Vicky, how many points gap between Man City and Arsenal as of now?
You can look it up. You can look it up. We've said that thing over 50,000 times on this station. Is it that you want to hear it from me?
Congratulations to Arsenal. It's getting to that time of the season where capitulation will be the name of Arsenal. And they should not disappoint me this season again, as always. They should prove me wrong this season by winning the Premier League. Now they are out of the FA Cup. The Premier League and the Champions League is their next destination. They should not wumble and crumble again. That's my prayer for them.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, Serki, for that one. Did they put their hands in too many places where they probably should have just been able to say, you know what, let's just carve the ambition this season? Because the moment you were in all four competition, whether by accident or design, people will throw you in the quadruple conversation. And now that you're out of it, you've also given a way back into City now in the title race. Question marks, of course, all over the place. And then we'll be asking if they've overexerted themselves, playing all of these many games, and is now having a knock-on effect on how strong they should finish the season. Because, again, coming into this season, which I still think if they win the Premier League, everyone will say they've done great.
Yeah.
But you want to be here, you want to be here, you want to be here, and it's same players all the time, and then you're doing all of that. And
I think they basically, arrested that situation with the number of business they did. Yeah, but maybe I would give the excuse of at one point it felt as if you know who is playing, what's competition. There was a clear difference, Premier League boys and then against the Champions League. Even though the core of the team basically remained the same. Maybe core of 1, 2, 3, 4 players, you can understand. But I think if you're having all of this talent all around, the first team, second team, I think sometimes it's not just about the quality when the games don't come. I mean, when the wins don't come. And I think if again you I'm looking at the win ratio, the Premier League record for Arteta and Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola has 78.9 to Arteta's 42.3 win ratio, with a goal per game, points per game of 1.54 to Guardiola's 2.5. This is where they normally would cave in. And as I was saying,
especially in the month of April.
Yes, especially this is where it basically goes downhill for Arsenal.
Again, today's game was an opportunity to correct that notion.
Yes,
you missed out on it.
But I don't know if it's. I wouldn't 100% try to say it is Arteta. But if you're a guy like Martinelli, feels as if I have been hammering on it. But if you're a guy like Martinelli, you've seen the absolute lowest of Arsenal. You've seen the best of Arsenal. You've been basically along the journey, and you know that this is the point in time of the season where you absolutely have to give it your all. Whether you're having it bad, it doesn't matter even if you're having confidence issues. Just put in the work first of all. Forget every other shiny thing. And you're having this kind of stinker. I think I want to call into question your mentality. Arteta what else would he do? He's basically been it feels as if he's, at a level where these players cannot operate. Where you need them to step up, they just do not step up. And again, I think no matter how crazy it is, we saw a Barcelona, a Chelsea. Was Mateo the best manager Chelsea could get? No. But the fact is, yes, it could transmit that, okay, we need this more than ever. But the players even believed it probably more than he does, by rising up to the occasion and saying, absolutely, we will go for this. We cannot come so far just to be here and, remain here. And I think that is the kind of mindset Arsenal fans do not have. And, I 100% will not put it down to Arteta. I think sometimes when you're in these situations, the players have to, live up to that expectation of what it is like when you are fighting for a title. They've not shown that, and I would not pin it on Arteta.
Okay, let's see, of course, what this will be pinned on as far as this situation is concerned. And yes, we could go on to take more of the calls on Football Live. 090-41,089, 090-44,089. And yes, you just knew that letting Bournemouth into this game was going to be a major problem as far as this one is concerned. For the twice in this game that a side had to lead, it was Bournemouth who went ahead twice. They were brilliant. They were great on and off the ball. They played on the fact that Arsenal were a bit nervous and they relished it. Arsenal couldn't connect the passes. Their decision making were particularly poor. It's a big moment for them, but of course that has come and gone now. They probably would want to, as quickly as possible, put this behind them and find a response. But this was a game where a response was needed, and it just didn't come through on the day. Okay, yes, that of course is what we are serving you at this point in time. Other games set to kick off, definitely. Other games are set to kick off. We will take you there soon and let you know how things are looking. Yes, a 3 p.m. kickoff. Let's bring you up to date on that one. In fact, when you look at teams like Spurs and they're looking for a manager up and down, and with the things Iraola has done in his 108 games or 109 games in charge since he took over this club, I think those who also look for managers and they try to say, oh, the person must come from abroad, the person must do this and do that, they really just don't know what they want in a manager. And sometimes you look at a guy like Iraola and you're wondering why he's not getting such gigs. Let's let you know that, yes, Brentford against the Everton in that game. Yes, Kelleher is the man in goal. Coyote, Van der Berg, Collins and Luis Porter. The 4 guys in defense, Jensen, Yamaluik. The two in front of the back 4, it is Damsgaard, Ouattara and Shada. Yes, they play right behind the Igor Thiago, who leads the attack in this game. Beto leads the attack for the Everton side. Ilman Ndiaye, Dewsbury Hall and yes, Dwight McNeil are the 3 guys playing right behind him. Idrissa Ganagay and James Garner are the 2 in front of the back 4. It is Mikolenko, yes, Brantwaite, Tarkowski and O'Brien. Yes, the 4 guys in defense. Of course, Jordan Pickford is the man in goal for this Everton side right there. Let's let you know that for Burnley, they welcome Brighton in this game. Martin Dubravka is the man in goal. Humphreys, Ekdal, Steve, as well as Hartman are the 4 guys in defense and the goalkeeper. It is, of course, Florentino and James Ward-Prowse, the 2 in front of the back 4. It is Edwards, Leslie Ugochukwu and Anthony. They play right behind the Fleming, who leads the attacker for the side. Danny Welbeck leads the attacker for Brighton. And in this game, yes, Minter, Hinshelwood and Gomez are the 3 guys that are playing right behind him. Pascal Gross and Ayari are the 2 in front of the back 4. It is Kadiogu, yes, Bosagli, as well as Van Hecke and Vaifa. Yes, these are the 4 guys in defense with Verbrochen in goal for this team in this particular situation. Okay, yes, letting you know how things are looking right there. 18 minutes in the Bundesliga. Only one team has taken the lead. Heidenheim lead against Union Berlin, 1-0. Let's let you know that Torino have Verona have pecked back Torino, equalizing in that game. And yes, in the La Liga, Sociedad now lead 3-2. Yes, in that fixture, 3-2 is the scoreline right now. Ori Oscarson, yes, the scorer for Real Sociedad, as they could, of course, go on to wrap it up right now and finish the game. Okay, yes, there you have it. Results of action across all the centers and all that is happening in those places. Okay, in Kazakhstan, Tobol against Karat Almaty, it is 1-1 in that game. And yes, let's take more of the reactions as they come in. Yes, we've got loads of messages on WhatsApp. This one says, good afternoon, brother. Good afternoon, top man in the studio. This is Adams from Akoka. He says, please help me sing There is Fire on the Mountain for Arsenal fans, but no problem. Arsenal, Yakubu manage. Yes, it will be like say you won't fail, but no shaking. Them go survive them. Let's see if they won't humbly pray for a Chelsea win tomorrow now. All these are just normal EPL grammar. Okay, this one says, good afternoon. Sir Kennedy from Calabar says, Arteta's issues na mentality problem. No excuse about players not being available. Well, the ones who are available didn't even step up on the day. So, again, you as a player, what are you saying to yourself? When coaches tell you all the beautiful words to instill mentality into your head, do you also go there and do the opposite, or what do you say to yourself when you look at the man in the mirror? This one says, yes, that's why I said I'll wait till Monday, because they are waiting for City. City will play on Sunday. The banter can continue from now till then. This one says, Arsenal fans should take heart. Chelsea will do them a big favor tomorrow. Good day, guys. Nice job. Ken Chooks, this one is from you on the show. This one says, good afternoon. I am Johnson Divine, listening from Oada Obusi, and he says, I think this weekend may just be one of those weekends where the big teams have struggled. It started with Madrid yesterday and then Arsenal losing today. Can City capitalize? We wait to see tomorrow. Kind regards to you guys. This one says, good afternoon. The Volcano, all's a number. And Joseph, yes, he says, Kerrison from KD. It says, personally for me, I feel Arsenal just opened the Strait of Hormuz for Manchester City, and it's a big shame. The Volcano, in one word, should Arteta be sacked if he doesn't win the league? Yes, it says, Naga the senior man. Hey, good afternoon, and Naga Shaker. I think it depends on what the board wants. I mean, if you must also sack him and you're not bringing an upgrade on him, maybe what's the point? What's the point? I mean, if you are not bringing an upgrade on him, my typical example will always be, I don't have a lot of those examples, but my typical example, especially in recent time, will be letting Xavi go and bringing on a guy like Hansi Flick. Yes, if you find an upgrade on him, I think that would be great. But again, you look around and still raise questions about if you think the guy is good enough. Again, excuse me, for 4 straight seasons, he's been in the title race for 4 straight seasons. Not to make any excuse for him, for 4 straight seasons, he's been in the title race. Not a lot of guys can be that consistent. He's got them back in the Champions League. He's probably going to do semi-finals back-to-back. Yes, trophies are good. But I think, again, excuse me, they have to get it right. They have to get it right. And then maybe when they cross the line the first time, it can begin to look good again. And then we'll say, okay. But if you get an upgrade on him, 100%, yes. But if you...
Which upgrade can you possibly have now?
I don't have any in mind, in all honesty, because I wasn't expecting that question. Maybe I would have kept something in mind.
Maybe
But...
the likes of Ancelotti, but you have what he needs world-class players.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, Carlo is not going to come and then turn these guys into monsters overnight.
It's not possible.
He's still going to improve on the quality of what they have and then do some of, I don't agree 100% with everything he does tactically and otherwise, but again, you could see the way some of these things play out sometimes, and you just know that, okay, sometimes you need the sort of players that can raise the levels. You need the sort of players that can raise the levels and just push this team from one place to another. Hello, guys. From quadruple to nothing for Arsenal. Now it is looking like treble for City. This is Onazi. Okay, Onazi, thank you. Good afternoon, Brilla. He says Arteta wins the league or not, must go. He has done his best. But after Arteta, who? I wish Mikel Merino was fine today. He was our man, our main man last season in these sort of situations. Jerry from Lakoe. Well. Again, injuries will rob you of some certain things. Maybe also if Sakawa had played. But again, let's not go into all of these maybes and stuff. Again, that does not automatically take them out of the title race. It just makes it tighter and makes it a run for a nervy finish. And I think that's what it is. But let's see what will happen. Eintracht Frankfurt have taken the lead against Wolfsburg, 1-0. It is in that game. Again, was this loss avoidable? I think it was. But I'm not sure they wanted it as much as Bournemouth did. Again, I am not the kind of person to make excuses for the opponent and not hail the other team. I think Bournemouth did really well. They did brilliant. They just kept themselves in the game. Didn't put themselves in a situation where you'll have to be raising questions about, are they ready for it? Are they going to go for it? I felt the lineup was pretty light. But I think Arsenal were not assertive enough.
Yeah.
They didn't take the game to them. They didn't make these people play for it. I mean, there's a way you take the game to a team.
They have no option than to retract.
Exactly. And if you make them play second fiddle, you're putting in a good level of fighting spirit in the game and you're making them play second fiddle. I think the team begins to want to retreat. For some point, they get the ball and then you see them, they have the freedom to want to attack the Arsenal guys and get into their final third. They got there a couple of times, more than probably Arsenal did in terms of shots on target in the game. So I think Bournemouth did really great, and we can't take that away from them. Maybe, just maybe, I say this now, not because I believe in it, but for all the times Arsenal have lost games this season, they've come back in the league to have a run.
Okay, yes.
Against Liverpool, they had that run until Aston Villa. Then after Aston Villa, they had that run until January, where they lost to Man United. Then they've had that run until today. Maybe, of course, you want to say
they dropped points only once or
twice. Two draws.
Yeah, 2 draws, yes.
Against the Wolves and then against Brentford.
Yes.
Those were the games they dropped points. Again, I think with what has happened in the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, the shocker should live with them that, okay, you can smell blood and always want to be the one to attack first and be all over their faces. A reason I also had to ask that question of, are they being too careful because, okay, there's still Champions League football to play? Because as it stands now, Sporting are probably watching this game and licking their lips and saying, okay, if these guys could do this, we could do it. If these guys could do like this and do like this and do like this, we could do it. That narrow win against Sporting felt like a turnaround for Arsenal. But right now, it is looking much more difficult for them, and I'm not sure what's going to happen. But let's take a break. Yes, let's take a break right now. And when we come back, there'll be more as the action continues right here. Of course, our guys from our UK studios, yes, they will continue with Football Live as more games will be coming in. Yes, more games will be coming in. And I can tell you certainly, John Kane and his team of reporters are, getting ready to continue the action right here on Football Live.